for the pickup and getting back into downtown Redmond. Great racing coming to you here real soon. We're going to start with the official event at 7 o'clock with our normal program, and right before that, we've got this qualifier we're going to get running here shortly. Riders in the sprint tournament for the flying 200 meter, we're finishing getting that start list all put together now. Thank you. Velodrome.org/live for results all night long, as well as the posted order for our start list here for the Flying 200. It's now been posted. Once again, velodrome.org/live if you want to be able to pick up results as they're posted throughout tonight, as well as our start list now up for the qualifying event. I'm pulling them up myself. Velodrome.org/live. Click the button there at the top to go into the results folder. All sprinters to the warm-up circle. I will announce the order here momentarily as posted in our start list online. Again, velodrome.org/live. Unsurprisingly, there's a lot of data usage going on in the park right now, so it's taking me a while to get anything loaded up, but we'll get there eventually. All right, posted start list for sprinters. I believe I start with bib number 5. Is that correct? Bib 5, Carlberg? No, okay. Stand by. Gabriel Takagi up first, number 409. On deck, James Campbell Harris, number 311, followed by Thomas Andrew, number 51, will be our third rider. First three up, Takagi, Campbell Harris, and Andrew. All right, we're going to get this thing started. It's a little bit of an early start here for Friday night. Welcome to the Velodrome. Friday night racing beginning with a qualifying event, so it's a little bit less of a big group start like we usually see, and that's because we're going to be bringing out 8 riders that have been invited to compete today in an invitational sprint tournament that's going to be sprinkled throughout today's program. Up first, one of our junior riders. This is Jerry Baker junior rider Gabriel Takagi, who had a really fast weekend just last week during the junior takeover. Got to see him put out some great speed here during the sprint tournament we hosted just a week ago. And getting the nod to come today in front of the Friday night audience and be a part of our featured sprint tournament for a fairly new competitor here to the track, just joining the team in this last year and really showing a great amount of improvement since joining. It's one of our older juniors on the team, but again, relatively young to the sport. Put up a low 12 time, if I remember right, so like 12.3 or in that kind of range, 12.4. So expecting some good speed here from our young junior to have a nice showing in his first Friday night, to be putting out a 200 meter in front of the live audience and competing in our sprint tournament today. The timing for a 200 is from the back half. There's going to be the timing strip exactly opposite of us on the back half of the track. At the end of that straightaway, that's where the timing will start. And then Takagi's time will be officially recorded as he crosses this finish line on this side. Coming to the track now is James Campbell Harris on their first lap. And here comes Takagi to set our first time today. Campbell Harris on track. On deck, Thomas Andrew, followed by the fourth rider in the lineup, Jacob Vandervliet. Jacob Vandervliet, number 49, also called to the ready area. Next rider here for AirTech Racing, James Campbell Harris. A quick time for Takagi, 11.595, an improvement of almost a second from his time during the junior takeover. It's really a big improvement for our young athlete here. Looking good. Getting sub 12 for a young rider is always a good time. 11.4 at the junior takeover. I was a little bit excited there, but still, quick time for Takagi and a nice showing here today. Up on the track right now is James Campbell Harris. Rides for AirTech Racing, rides usually in our Cat 3 field, and he specializes in wanting to really be at top speed on these kinds of events. So coming in here with some good times on his efforts on Monday night during the sprints, gets the nod for the invite here tonight. And let's see how his time compares. The junior starting off nice and quick today with an 11.5. Coming on the track now is number 51. That's Thomas Andrew in their first lap. Campbell Harris now hitting the timing strip. On deck to start after Andrew is Jacob Vandervliet, also calling JC Pyle to the ready area. And that's Campbell Harris coming across. We'll get the official time shortly. That's the time of 11.656 for Campbell Harris. 11.656 for Campbell Harris. This is Thomas Andrew, number 51. One of our Victoria area competitors getting invited down, made the trip down across the border today to compete. Seen him at a number of our Grand Prix events. Always puts out a good showing here in the sprints. Just now hitting the timing strip on the back half of the track. Again, Thomas Andrew, number 51, in their effort now. Number 49 is Jacob Vandervliet. Also Victoria Air Flying Gorillas team coming up here next. After Vandervliet will be JC Pyle on deck. Following JC is Tyler Davies, number 50. The fast time so far is Takagi's 5.95, the first time set today. Thomas Andrew, the time was 11.662. 11.662. About a thousandth of a second, or excuse me, about a hundredth of a second slower than Campbell Harris. So very close timings coming in here so far. The junior still at the fast time as Vandervliet now getting the bell. Another competitor coming down from up north to compete here today. Jacob Vandervliet, another rider we see come for our invitationals pretty frequently and a great competitor in the sprints. Trying to put out a time here to compete. Coming on the track, Jerry Baker Jr. rider JC Pyle just coming into their first lap. But we'll watch here as our fast finish for the Flying Gorilla rider here to see where he'll slot in our overall time so far. Vandervliet comes in with our new fast time so far at 11.066. Knocking on the sub-11 time, which we're expecting to see here today from a few riders. Nice to see the speed showing up. Vandervliet, 11.066, your new fast time so far. JC Pyle, young talent for the Jerry Baker Jr. team who transitioned out of being kind of an overall rider last year into really focusing on the sprints. This has become his event. He set a junior record for our track with his recent time on this event. So we're expecting him to be, again, right around that 11-second mark. If he can have a good time today, trying to break that 11-second barrier. Tyler Davies will be coming up next, followed by Carlberg and then Morassus. A good time for JC Pyle, not quite on his record pace. JC Pyle, 11.254. 11.25 for JC Pyle. Currently our second fastest time, as Vandervliet's the closest to breaking through on that 11-second time. If you were used to watching this kind of event across the country, maybe we're tuning into Elites earlier today in the indoor tracks, those times might be a little bit on the faster side. We're out here dealing with the elements outdoors, but it's a nice warm day, not too bad on the wind conditions. Not as hot as maybe some of our sprinters may have been wanting for, but still a pretty good ideal situation here for us on this beautiful Derby Days evening. This is our Vancouver rider area for the Jubilee Cycle race team. Tyler Davies wearing the black and white today. Watch this youngster race year after year and then continue to compete and come down here. Still a young athlete putting out great results, and with good flying 200-meter times we've seen at his home track, we said, let's come on down here and throw down on a Derby Days weekend again, and he was happy to oblige. We'll get the time shortly. Number 5, Andrew Carlberg now taking the track for coefficient of speed in their first lap. On deck, Mateo Morassus, number 47. A fast time for Davies, a 10.804. Speedster there from our rider up in Vancouver, breaking through that 11-second barrier in style. A 10.804, the new time to beat for Davies. Your current record holder for the elites on our track is currently up for his effort here. A couple years back, really putting in an incredible year where the training was all coming together. And right about this time, he came out and rode a flying 200-meter that's now still sits in our record book as our fastest time. Andrew Carlberg for the coefficient of speed. So he'll try to do what he does best here and put out a great 200 time to put himself into this competition. And on track, it will be our last rider, Mateo Morassus, the Argentinian, who's here again. Remember watching Morassus having a fantastic tournament 1 year ago in the GP. He's here to race again with us this weekend. Look forward to seeing his effort here shortly. Carlberg now coming down into the flat of the back straight and across the timing tape. And there's number 5, Carlberg. Your elite man record holder for the track. Setting that number, I think it's now been 2 seasons ago, if I remember the year correctly. Carlberg still, it's got some good speed here. A 10.77 for Carlberg, your new fast time of the group. A 10.77 for Carlberg. This is Mateo, again, our rider for the Buenos Aires, Argentina team. Comes in for out of town last year for the GP, threw down in the sprint tournament. An absolute monster on the bike and a very crafty top speed specialist. He's going to once again try to put on a good show for us today in his timing now for the Flying 200, and our last rider before we're going to have our meeting and move into the rest of our program. And that's the last time you'll see them ride alone. These 8 riders are going to be paired up in 2 rider heats for the rest of the tournament. We'll see more from them later. We'll get them all sorted out here once we get the times official and posted. And just by about 1/10 of a second, our new fast time for Mateo Morasis, 10.669. 10.669 for Morasis. At this time, we'll turn down the beats a little bit. We'll turn off the microphone and keep it a little bit quiet on our side as we allow our riders to meet on the infield to get ready for our program. Riders, please gather on the infield for a rider meeting. Riders, rider meeting on the infield, please. Thank you. Coming up now, we have the Open Marrymore Mile, our Memorial Marrymore Mile to the rail, please. This upcoming event is going to be kind of a combination of somber and joyous at the same time, as we're going to ask all of our riders that feel they'd like to participate in our Memorial Marrymore Mile in remembrance of our good friend Steve Blyfoos. Please join us at the rail. While these riders are in motion, I'll kind of set the stage and kind of explain what's been going on in our community here. Riders that are wanting to participate in the Marrymore Mile, all invited to join us now. For the folks out there, we are racing a 4-lap race, 1 mile essentially around here, 1,600 meters, close enough. That's our mile distance, 4 laps. This is going to be one of the few times tonight you see our riders not in the competitive spirit, as we are not going to be recording this as a race. The riders are going to be essentially in the neutral state for these 4 upcoming laps as we ride together. We'll get them started here in just a moment. This past week, our racing community at large has been reacting to and processing the loss of a close friend and a longtime partner here in our community. Steve Blyfoos, in the aftermath of a plane accident, lost his life, and as a result has impacted many of us in a big way. Our community loves Steve. He was, as I told some folks, I've been out here announcing for years, and I don't necessarily always connect with these riders. I'm not a racer myself. I do it. I got married into it. And I love doing this work, but I didn't connect with everybody. I don't necessarily reach across the way and make those relationships. But Steve was the guy to do it with me. He reached out and made a relationship, and he was the guy who would always be a friendly face at every event we went to. A member of the Taco Time Northwest Racing Team, trusted friend, and an overall incredible and positive human to be with. So our riders now today, we go out for the Marrymore Mile in memoriam to our friend Steve, who held the record in this event actually from 2016 until just recently. And sort of in memoriam of him, we also do this as sort of a joyous celebration of the great racer, the great member in our community he was, and remember all the great times with him out here with us at this velodrome over the years. As we continue to both process and reflect on our good friend Steve, and one of the things I think that really stands out about him again is how open, how warm, and wonderful and supportive he was. High fives are all around from the riders out on the Marrymore Mile. Whether you want to, if you're across the rail and you want to come up and throw out a high five to one of our riders, if you knew Steve, or if our riders might want to do a little bit of a joyous moment here, I think that's what he would have wanted. Is he's looking for people to celebrate, to be out here, to be together. I know that's what he would have been feeling here today, or I imagine that's what he would want to see too. Let's put our hands together once for all of our riders here in the memorial in remembrance to our good friend Steve. And we love you, Steve. Thank you to our race director and our program here for putting together this moment to reflect and celebrate. Our riders will exit on the back straight. Our next group that will be called up for their competition is the open women for the scratch race. And with that, we'll try to switch hats here and get back to the main event. Don't forget, it's still a Derby Days night tonight. We do have the Kitty Kilo going on. If you brought out a youngster today and you want to get them signed up, there's still time to get them out here for a fun, free lap at the track. Derby Days is all about family fun. If the families are here for getting their kids out, it's still time to sign up. Registration's over at the black and red tent, the big vision tent over there next to the entrance to the beverage garden. Open women to the rail for the scratch race. Open women, our first group up for competition. The open women's scratch race to the rail. One $25 preem from the announcer today. One $25 cash preem from the announcer today. And no, I won't tell you which laps. I know you're going to try. Ten laps on the lap cards. This is a scratch race, so it's a pretty straightforward contest. Riders are going for that finish line over 10 laps of racing. The only thing we'll throw in the mix is I might ring a bell at some point. Well, I will. I've got 25 bucks I got to throw their way on one lap. They know it's coming. They just don't know when. Who's it coming from? We actually got a donation from the Gallagher family. Mayor Gallagher's down at Elites right now, taking care of business. We'll talk a little bit about how all of our riders are doing down there. So we've got a couple of competitors that would be here tonight that are instead down in Southern California, throwing down at Elites, which is a good time, and we've got some nice results to share, so that's good and fun as well. Currently on the track, our scratch race for the open women in the neutral. They'll start out to turn 4 with the sound of a whistle, and then racing will be underway. That's right, make some noise for the open women here on the early goings of this race. The scratch race just getting started. At some point, we'll get another reason to cheer as we'll give that bell lap that's going to let them know 25 bucks on the line. Otherwise, these riders are out here competing for a big finish in front of the big crowd. It's Derby Days weekend. My goodness, what a beautiful weekend to be celebrating our good friends in the city of Redmond, putting on another fantastic event. I got the schedule for all the great fun stuff that's going on tomorrow. Saturday's packed, and starting with the pancake breakfast at 8 a.m. at the fire station number 11. We got the bike parade going on at 10 a.m. Everybody loves the bike parade. We got a bike parade tonight, by the way. It's called the Kitty Kilo. You can look forward to that. That's going to be fun. Of course, food vendors opening up in the morning as well. The grand parade starts at 11. All the rides open up. It's going to be a beautiful Saturday to hang out with your friends and family Stick around through the whole day. I've been told that the drone light show starting at 10 p.m., I guess 10:10 officially on the program here, is going to be something to check out. So don't miss the drone show starting at 10:10 at the end of the evening. And our thanks to Derby Days for being here. You can actually go say hi to some of their staff. They've got stickers, copy of the schedule. They got the full event map ready for you. They're hanging out kind of close to the Kitty Kilo registration in a really good spot right next to our friends at the Sammamish Rowing Association, who's also going to be talked about quite a bit tonight. Riders seeing 7 to go on this lap. Haven't really had a chance to talk about these great riders. This is a good field here this evening as we got a few out-of-towners making the way to join in on the open women competition. And good showing from our locals as well today. One rider always to watch is your Rider of the Year in any group that's out here. Thanks to our Vi13 partners for the custom apparel work to put together a great-looking Rider of the Year kit. Look for that bright orange helmet, bib number 102. She's about 3 wheels back in that pace line there in the sprinter's lane. That's Danny Scoville, who's had a lot of great results here in 2024. Great consistent competitor across many events, and that's why she's wearing the colors of that Rider of the Year so far. This is an attack from one of our riders from the Breakfast Racing team. Claire Law is on a big move here. Seeing 5 to go. Law in the attack. Scoville doing a lot of work here to close things down. Kind of benefiting the front half of this group. There's Annette Williams in the blue with that white helmet benefiting from that effort to get back up there. And I also believe that's Gabriella St. Clair, number 116. And right here, we're going to throw out the $25 at 4 to go. $25 to lead the lap at 4 to go. It's one of the riders in this front group just want to go get the cash. There's a couple of juniors in there who may be thinking, today's not my day to win, but this might be a good chance to go pick up a little extra cash prize. Scoville's lined up in a really good spot to jump forward for it. It will be your Rider of the Year. Wanting to do a little extra effort there against the field. $25 richer to bib number 102. This is pointed out here by one of my crew members up here. Charlotte Westover, one of the juniors in this field, took advantage of the slow speed there for a little bit and bridged all the way from that back group all the way up to the main group here now. So nice bridging effort from the junior who's back in the race. 2 to go. A lot of hesitation here before the big sprint. They're about to get the bell, so riders kind of finding their lane and their place now. Time to line up along the rail here and get a good view. The sprinting's underway. 1 to go. 1 to go on the scratch race. Kelly Darlene, 103 from Rice University on the big attack here. Your Rider of the Year sits up. Doesn't need to be in this one, looks like. She's going to throw this down to the rest of the field, who's going to take over now. Gilchrist is on the wheel of Darlene, but here comes Annette Williams bringing Rue Tomko, another of the juniors. Claire Law also trying to hold on to the acceleration here from Tomko and Williams. Annette Williams, Rue Tomko coming around the corner. Whoa, the juniors trying to make the jump. Tomko grabs a big one here tonight. Another member of the Jerry Baker Juniors having a nice showing here this evening. Williams smiling as the youngster comes around. A good sprint there for the open women field. They'll exit on the backs straight as their race is over. Next group up to the rail. Cat 1-2 men for the scratch race. $25 cash preem from the announcer on the race. $25 cash preem on one lap here during this race. Riders in the neutral for the scratch race. Also a short one here, 10 laps. Cash in the middle, and of course the big win at the end for our riders. We're going to start at turn 4 as long as they're all together. We stream all the action here on our Friday night racing program and all of our special events on YouTube. If you're not there watching now, or when you want to maybe go back and watch it later, how do you get the link? Well, one place you can go is our website, velodrome.org/live. You can just scroll down there and you'll find the link hosted on that page. Velodrome.org/live. And you too can subscribe, hit the thumbs up on the video that's streaming right now. Help support our Velodrome as we continue to broadcast to the world the great things going on here in Redmond, Washington at our beautiful Velodrome. And racing underway. 10 to go. Haldy from Single Malt Velo, number 34, jumps to the front to get this thing started. Food trucks here, the Beverage Garden open. It's a Friday night, and it's a beautiful evening. Derby days going on in downtown, and of course here we've got a beautiful show. Top speed coming up here in this group. It's a short scratch. Look for this one to be a very fast finishing race. Number 37 in front is Ludo Max for Beat Cycling. With this short of a distance, riders may be trying to put on a really high tempo here at the beginning. It's just long enough that if you can keep this thing really clicking along, you might be able to give a little bit of run for money for those fast finishers that have kind of found their way in this group and are hoping for this to be a bit on the slower side. Well, let's not wait any longer. How about we throw out $25 right now to lead a lap? $25 to lead a lap. $25 to lead the lap. All right, here they come for the $25 preem. Looks like we've got a bit of a fight for it. It's going to go the way of hers, though. Number 4 picks up the next cash preem. Number 4, Maddie Hers, $25 richer. And on the back end of that effort, here comes Quinn Kennedy, the rider in white, making it look like the front's standing still. Hers wants to recover and rest. And that's exactly when Kennedy's going to try to launch their own attack. Good move here off the front at 5 to go. Andrew Martin for 10-Speed Hero. He's had some good finishes here in 2024, rider number 27. Looking to also make something happen here. This forces the field to get organized and in single file. Now being driven by Carl Hofer. That's a big effort there for the rider in green. Found Cycling Guild wants to catch this and not let this thing fall apart, and they're going to. As they hit turn 4 with 4 to go. It's still Quinn Kennedy on the front. They're not giving up on the effort just yet. A small gap sits there. They'll continue to push. No need to sit up just yet. Force this field to catch, or they'll just keep riding. Just passing the 4 to go mark now. That's right. If you're out there on YouTube, don't be afraid. If you've subscribed, you can live chat. Leave a comment about the racing you're seeing here. Something you'd like to say to one of our riders, give them a shout out, give them a little cheer, give them a jeer if you want to. We'll even say something out loud if it's a good one. I got the Gallagher family tuning in from Southern California enjoying the show here. We're also cheering on, of course, Merrick down there, our rider for the Jerry Baker Juniors, who's also competing in the elite track nats going on right now. On the back of the track is still where Kennedy is. We look at the field right now. They've allowed about 100 meters of distance now. 2 riders in the bridging effort between. That's Chris Wilson, the rider in green, the rider in teal and white. That's going to be, I believe, Lynch. At 2 to go, the leader is really starting to pull away here. So Lynch and Wilson really working together now. The field being led currently by Matty Hers, number 4, the rider who picked up the cash prize. He pulls up into turn 1. The rest of the field is also riding high above the blue line. They are not in motivated mode right now to go catch. As Quinn Kennedy might have been able to get away with one here. Going to be getting the bell. They're in great position. Just need to finish this solo break. Paying off nicely here on the short scratch. Doesn't want it to come down to a sprint. It's a good move. Quinn Kennedy gets some help from the home crowd here. 1 to go. Tyson Danielson, number 14, starting to accelerate things. Mario Sandoval, number 2, coming out of the side of the field as well, trying to get up to the bridge. He's on his way into the in-between space. He goes. The catch is on the way. Can they get up there? Sandoval thinks he's got him locked in. He's going to catch Lynch. He's going to catch Wilson. Can he get all the way up to Quinn Kennedy? Look at this. Wilson's still trying to catch 2. Sandoval, number 2. Can he get up there? Sandoval. Sandoval. Quinn Kennedy. Sandoval from way back. Number 2. Locks it up all the way back from 200 meters behind the leader nearly. Makes it up just in time. Chris Wilson thought he was going to get it. He'll come across the line in second. Quinn Kennedy with a great race here today on the scratch will come across the line. I believe that was in third. An exciting finish for the scratch.
Ooh, that was fast. All right, we have this 10-lap scratch, and the first round of our sprints are next. So sprinters, get ready. I see some of you casually walking around. Sprinters, get ready. And then our Kitty Kilo is up. So Kitty Kilo, now is the time to start staging behind the beer garden, not in the beer garden, behind the beer garden. So Kitty Kilo riders, time to start staging.
Wait, so the fence, you're not supposed to go over the fence. Fences are not supposed to be crossed.
No kids allowed in the beer garden. It's a nice buffer. My kids have to stay out.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. On the rail now, the Cat 3 men for the scratch race. 10 laps on the cards. We'll start them here in just a moment. Another fun 10-lapper here. This is our Cat 3 men field going around the track 10 times. We'll get them started out turn 4. We were just figuring up here. We're missing our rider of the year tonight, as the Fairbanks are a no-show on Friday night here for Derby Days. So your rider of the year has been one of the Jerry Baker Juniors riders, Keegan Fairbanks. He's been a dominant rider in this field in a lot of different events. In the last couple weeks, though, we've seen an upsurge and some new speed in this group as well. So in the absence of Fairbanks and a good showing for the Cat 3s, look for some new riders to try to take advantage and come to the top of this one. And the sound of the whistle means racing's underway. 10 to go for the Cat 3s. Mike Westover, Taco Time Northwest Racing right on the front, number 301.
Because I was just asked, velodrome.org/live if you want to see the schedule. So velodrome.org/live for the schedule. You can also see results. You can check on people's names. The live stream link is right there. So if you want to see the schedule, velodrome.org/live.
If you're on YouTube, you can find the link for that in the description right below the video. If you want to click right to that, that'll get you to that, all those bits you're just hearing about, the live results and whatnot. Also has the Rider of the Year points as of the results from last week. So if you want to check in on that competition, I believe it shows up through the top 10 in each group. This is Snowblin at the front for the Cat 3s. Big move from the back of the field. Snowblin didn't see it coming. He has a lot of movement up track. It ends up working out okay here as number 336. Taking over the front with a big move is Ryan Havel for Act Racing. 7 to go. Havel still in the front. Here comes one of these riders I was referring to as kind of the recent upsurge in speed in this group. Josh Sherfy, who had a great showing last week. That's the rider at the front for Coalition Cycling. White with the teal arms, number 308. Another rider to keep your eye on in this Cat 3 field after having a really good showing a week ago. Wouldn't be surprised if he's not going to be one of the primary movers and shakers in this field this evening. Pulls the group around on a fast lap here after doing the work to catch. 6 to go. David Takahashi of the ACT Racing team now taking over the front as well. That's number 327. Five to go. We're grouping up a little bit here. A halfway point. Nothing from the fronts really coming together. A couple of good catches to keep riders all in one big group. And a pretty good sized group it is here tonight. Serge Malikian coming to the front. Another rider who's had some good finishes here in 2024 for this group. And it's rider 399 in the dark gray jersey. Snowblin taking over the front now, though. With the new leader is new speed as he wants to pick things back up again. Number 317, Tyrell Lacey, right on his wheel, has also been pretty successful here in the last few weeks. Your rider for the Liquid Velos found a couple of good finishes, top threes in several weeks now. So another rider to kind of keep your eye on as Lacey kind of stays out of the lead. He's trying to find the right place to catch any of this breakaway efforts here. Here goes another one. This is Coalition Cycling again. At 3 to go, Sam Karp on the move here. The field kind of allowing this to create a bit of a problem here potentially. They're still well within striking distance though, as Karp still on the same straight with the field heading down the back half of the track. Still Karp on the front, but here comes Sherfy and pretty much the rest of the crew all lined up behind to make the catch in between turns 1 and 2 here. Karp will pull up nice and high and try to get back in the field and ready for the speed that's coming. The bell on this next lap. Here comes the speed already, well ahead of the bell. Things are getting strung out. One rider off the front, the rest of the field starting to line things up. That's right, put your hands together. Last time to cheer for the Cat 3s in this scratch. 1 to go. It's number 327 pulling ahead is David Takahashi of the ACT Racing team. He's opened up a pretty big gap here. Who's going to go get him? It looks like Sherfy starting to try to come to the front. There's Lacey as well. Two of the riders I talked about earlier here tonight have found their way to the front of the field. Lacey trying to come around the corner. He's going to try to accelerate now and overtake. Here comes Tyrell to the front. Our early breakaway from ACT Racing also coming up here. Takahashi's trying to hold on. Can he hold on? He's still at the front. Do we have another catch? I don't think it'll happen this time. Takahashi will have enough. His teammate coming in fast. As Ryan Havel was ready for another effort here tonight. Gets second overall coming out of the field. And the Cat 3 men are finished up on that lap. They'll exit on the back straight, please. Riders exit on this lap on the back straight. And there goes our Cat 3s for their scratch race. And now we get back into the sprinters. This is now the quarterfinal round for the Sprint Invite. This first round intended to give the riders with the best qualifying time a good matchup. So Morassis is going to be going up against Andrew. Mateo Morassis, the Argentinian, putting up our fastest time today. We seated number 1 in the contest. He's up against Thomas Andrew in this first round. On deck is Carlberg and Campbell Harris. They'll be followed by Tyler Davies, Gabriel Takagi, and then finally Vandervliet and Pyle in the final heat of this round. All kids for the Kitty Kilo should now be queued up and ready to start after this round. 4 races in the sprint tournament going to be going down. Then we're going to bring the kids up for the Kitty Kilo. Please do monitor the youth when it comes to both the fencing for the beverage garden as well as the rail around the track. We'll make sure that both are being respected boundaries here tonight. for the safety of your family and, of course, our riders. Thank you. Holders for sprinters required. This is a best of one ride in this first round for these riders. They need to win to continue to move towards the major final round and continue to compete for the top positions in this race. Of course, the rider on the inside with the fastest time today in the qualifying round has the advantage from the line. We know his top speed is good. He's taking on Thomas Andrew, the rider, against the rail. It's a 2-lap race. Every time this happens, these riders are going to be coming up with this match sprint format 2 times around our track. You'll often see a pretty slow first lap. That's part of the game here. If you go right away, if you go on the attack from the line, likely whoever gets into the second wheel position is just going to win that race. They just have to hold on and then come around you to the end. So it's a game of cat and mouse here in the early parts of the race. A little bit of a positioning game, tactics, a little bit of a mental game. Riders will posture and try to assess one another in the middle of the action until the big jump happens. Likely in most of these races, it's going to happen somewhere between now and the end of turn 2 is kind of the critical point where the race really builds in tension. That's where we are now. Marrymore, the faster finisher in the second wheel spot, does a bit of a fake jump. He takes over the front position, still not top speed. Both riders currently rolling along here. Marrymore is going to keep him in check and up against the rail, trying to save maybe some effort for later tonight. He's just going to put on the speed from the front. Andrew trying to ride the wheel a little bit here and challenge. Marrymore just has to kind of keep his position and control. And he knows exactly how much effort he needs to spend in this round. Smartly ridden there from Marrymore. He'll advance. We get on to our next group now.
And once again, Kitty Kilo riders should be in staging. You are going to be in just 3 very short sprint rides. Remember, sprinters, try to exit on the backstretch.
In lane 1 on the inside position for coefficient of speed is Andrew Carlberg, bib number 5, lined up against 311. James Campbell-Harris out in lane 2. This is our second heat of the quarterfinal round. Again, we go back to the seating that we got from the qualifiers. We know that number 5 posted a quick time today, our second fastest in our group of 8. And from that, we'll give him the nod and the expectation of the advantage here in this head-to-head matchup. Campbell-Harris, the rider who's now in the second position, going to be the one who's going to try to be the upstart here and challenge Carlberg to the line after these 2 laps. We know Marrymore has already qualified and continue to move up in this tournament. Carlberg may be playing the position of being the favorite here in this matchup. It's going to be a tough tournament today. Both these riders, though, in this good matchup between these two. Local products. I guess by definition, Texas is probably the local product. It's who would claim Carlberg as a transplant from Texas, and their velodrome has come up to join us for the last several years. Has been a board member and a strong contender here, helping serve on our race committee. And here he is against a current one of our board members, actually, James Campbell-Harris, who's also been a big helper around here in organizing. Off goes Carlberg from the front. Campbell-Harris going to try to match the attack on the back of his wheel here. Starting to go into the overtake into turn 3. Campbell-Harris riding above the wheel a little bit here, trying to come around the corner. Not able to do so yet. Back in the slipstream, tries to be as efficient as he can be. Carlberg from the front. Looks like he's got the power to win this one, and he'll hold on. These next heats get closer as the qualifying times get a little bit more within reach of each other. You can expect that even in the quarterfinal round, especially that fourth heat, is going to be awfully close. These first two are, of course, set up in such a way where it's a little bit more lopsided by design. It's Takagi and Davies coming up now. Lined up in lane 1, Gabriel Takagi for the Jay Baker Juniors team, number 409. Right next door, number 50, Tyler Davies in lane 2. Racing for Jubilee Cycle in the black and white. And again, just by the finishing times, these riders already getting a little bit closer, but Takagi still above the 11-second mark in his flying 200s. Davies, one of the riders to break through that barrier. He's got a 10.8 coming out of the qualifier, so still a pretty strong advantage to our Vancouver competitor for Jubilee Cycle. The local junior currently in the front position. He's got an uphill battle here today. Both relatively young athletes, of course. Takagi, very new to the sport, has had a great year training and developing with the juniors, and is already out here on a Friday night looking fast. In his qualifier we saw earlier today, getting some good, valuable experience tonight against an experienced younger athlete in Davies, who's been out here a number of years and had some very good results himself. Taking it again in these first laps, usually pretty slow. This one of the slower ones we've seen, as these riders are kind of position jockeying right now. It appears that Takagi's trying to keep a lot of pressure on the pedals to keep it kind of going slow on the hill here. Maybe force a change of position, or at least try to play a bit coy against Davies, who sits behind him comfortably. Continues to watch Takagi's positioning. He takes the mid position of the track and starts to move down as Davies moves underneath him a bit. He's playing a little difficult to watch in that second position, as now he comes up alongside Takagi. He'll move him up towards the rail a little bit here. Both riders move high. A lot of potential energy from the hill here that they could utilize. Not a lot of speed yet. Takagi's not going to go on the attack until he sees Davies move. Now here comes the sprint. Davies just waiting for a jump, and he didn't get one earlier. Takagi's going to try and go to full speed in turn 3. Comes up a little bit early out of the lane, but he'll try to use all the speed he can to come around here on the turn. Davies from the front knows he's got it in control. A nice comfortable ride here in the quarterfinals ride for Davies. So far, it's been pretty uncontested. Our faster finishers have enough of an advantage in this first round that it just really hasn't been too much of a matchup yet. That'll change as we go along. And even just looking at our qualifiers for these two riders, this might be a fun one to watch in this round. This is your fourth and final heat of the quarterfinal round, now getting lined up. Number 49, Jacob Vandervliet for Flying Gorillas is lined up in lane 1. For the Jay Baker Juniors in line 2, number 345 is JC Pyle. Final ride in the quarterfinal round. Kitty Kilo about ready to begin.
These Kitty Kilo riders are ready. They're ready to go.
So this should be a fun one here, folks, as the times in the qualifiers the closest we've seen yet in any matchup, which should be an indicator that, at least from the speed element of it, this should be a close match. Now, Vandervliet, with a lot of experience, he's been to several Grand Prix. He's been to Fred's race many times. I've seen him compete on this track and, of course, his home track. Lots of times going around on a velodrome competing in this event. Pyle, kind of nominating last year to full devote himself to the sprint side of the sport, has really started to find his own way here And he's had a few opportunities to be in these sprint tournaments, but a little less experience, but also with great speed. And I think he'll match up well against Vandervliet if he can figure out the right formula here tonight. Vandervliet on the lead of this. Starts to pick up the pace. This is going to force JC to go and cover this. He's allowed a little bit of a gap here, but if he can snap up onto this wheel, he might have the move. It's full-on engaged sprint now down the back straight. JC still has a bit of a window here. Can he start to close? He's starting to get into the slipstream just a little bit of acceleration, a little bit of catch. It's still Vandervliet on the front. Can Pyle get any acceleration in the line? It will not be enough. From the front, Vandervliet making it look very smooth. He had the window he needed, and he closed down on it so fast. A nice race for these two. They'll exit, and we're going to start bringing out this Kitty Kilo right away. Kitty Kilo riders, our first group is going to come out now. Come down and find the green shirt down on the safe part of the track. Also, it's the good part. It's actually where you go faster. That's the secret. You don't know that. Kitty Kilo riders, come on down, our first group.
I saw this first group. It's big. So while they're rolling out, I have City of Redmond Vice President Jessica down here. She's going to start this first group. Jessica, say hi to everybody.
Hi, guys. I'm excited to see you race tonight.
Of Redmond. All right, this first group. Are you ready? Oh, let's try that again. Are you ready?
Yes!
Okay, Jessica's going to get you started here. Go!
One to go, one to go. Our first group out here, it's the Kitty Kilo, our nearly weekly tradition. It feels like here at the beginning of the summer, we do it every single week. As the Kitty Kilo has become such an important, integral part of our program here, encouraging families and youth from our community to come join us here at the Velodrome. We've had well over 100 kids for the Kitty Kilo every week this summer. It's been absolutely crazy here. Crazy town. Go figure, Redmond families like bikes. It makes sense. It's also a good time to talk about why Mara's got a green shirt on. Junior Track Nats coming to town August 1st through the 4th. You want to watch the future talent of our country throwing down at the Velodrome. Well, you're seeing it right now, obviously. But you can come back August 1st through the 4th and cheer on USA Cycling Junior Track Nats here at our Velodrome. That's going to be a fun time. Can't wait for it. Our Kitty Kilo finishers already coming in fast. This great group opening us up today. The big kids on the bigger bikes. Nicely done. The parade of bikes has begun, Derby Days. It's already started. I hear the kids for the parade of bikes, though, they like really dress up the bikes tomorrow. Like it's a real show. That's got to be a lot of fun. I think on this next group, we can also talk about while the riders are out. I'll give a little recap of how things are going at Elites for our riders. We've got a couple representatives down that way. Competing in down in Carson, California, where once again the Elite Track Nationals are going down. Nice. To the camera too. You love it. A star is born. Next group, come on down to the start line. Find those brakes. Nice job. Nice job. Next group for the Kitty Kilo, come on down. Don't forget, families, you can rewatch the fun here tonight, including your kids racing around the track on our live stream, YouTube. Just look for the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome, or JB Velodrome, the name of the channel. You also go to velodrome.org/live and scroll down to get this link right now.
Are you ready?
Oh, here we go. We're racing.
Woo! Ready, set, go!
One to go, one to go, one to go.
I also got notification that the young rider in yellow, oh, watch out, don't fall over. The young rider in yellow that's on the track, it's his birthday today. So, Ethan, if you want to say happy birthday to the rider in yellow who's cruising, let's yell happy birthday.
Quick recap for our fans and our athletes here. If you haven't seen what's been going down in Elite Nationals, day one, Jerry Baker Jr., Merrick Gallagher pulling in a gold medal for the U23 International Omnium, took the top of that podium. Merrick Gallagher pulling in a big one. Congratulations to Merrick and family for the success this weekend. Wyatt Paul pulling up a 4th place in the Elite Sprints, and Alex Siegel a 9th place in the Elite Sprints. 2 of our locals here, so that's great to see. Oh, look at these fast finishers. I think green is the new fast color here. My goodness. Something in the green helmets.
We got birthday rider waving to
Oh,
the
look at
fans.
this.
Happy birthday.
Celebrity status. Woo. Nice, Ethan. Down safely to the grass. Towards the grass, not up high. To the left, to the left, to the left. All the little kids on their bikes to the left.
Remember, kids, just one lap.
Birthday boy thinks he can take 2.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess they're
probably
going
can get away with it.
to look another way on that one.
Okay, we got a couple more in 3 and 4. Someone else is doing a bonus lap. Remember, 1 lap.
Day 2 recap from Elite Nats. I don't know if anybody caught this one. Another one of our recent joiners here to the sport, Wyatt Paul, taking up a 1st place gold medal in the Elite Kilo today. Wyatt Paul. Congrats to him. We call him our own, still he moved away, but we're cheering for John Bowie, who put a 4th place today in the Elite Kilo. And Tori Park in the Elite Pursuit got a 7th place today. Another good showing for a local competitor. So a lot of great showing going on here down in Carson. Here's a few more finishers right here in Redmond, though. Come on now. I mean, you got to give it to Ethan. He did do a very fast 2nd lap. All right, let's bring our next group down. Next group of Kitty Kilo riders, come on up. The kids are just trying to, they're hunting for a value here. More laps per dollar. Joke's on them, though. It was free racing, so. Sweet Wheels, by the way, is still ready to serve delicious, unique creations. They're beautiful ice cream sandwiches.
Those were huge.
I know. They're glorious.
2-inch tall ice cream sandwiches. Oh, my goodness.
The kids are excited, and the kids in all of us are excited, too. Like, my inner child wants one badly. While I'm up here working, let me tell you.
Someone deliver Corey a sandwich. Okay, riders up here. We got Spider-Man. Are you ready? Maybe. Spectators, are you
Question mark.
ready? Yeah, ready, set, go!
One to go, one to go. Spider-Man's in this group. Look out. I heard he's fast. The weekly tradition here, the Kitty Kilo. If you're new to our velodrome, maybe coming out because you're here for Derby Days, we do this every year through the summer months. We're out here on Friday nights with Kitty Kilos. Check out the program on our website, velodrome.org/kitty-kilo, or you can also go to the education tab to learn more about all of our junior programs, including Kitty Kilo, Camp Velo, and other opportunities here at our track. The website again, velodrome.org, and on socials at JB Velodrome. Here comes your first finisher from this group. All right. Nicely done. That's artwork on the helmet there. Keep on going. Spidey's almost in. Taking it all in. Keep going, keep going. All the way to the finish line. Nice work, everybody. Into the grass, not into the kids. They wouldn't like that. There you go. Take a left into the grass. Nice job. Looking good here in our group. Nice job. A couple more finishers still coming through. That's right. The back half of every field is the Beverage Garden's favorite. Make some noise. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
You got this.
Nice finish.
Good job.
All the way to the grass. Keep rolling. Well done. Let's bring the next group down. Keep the kids coming. Up to the start line. Nice job. Bigger entourage here. The parent run-along crew is ready. They did their warm-ups and their stretches ahead of time. Some of the parents sign up for the kiddie keel and they forget that they have to run a 400 meter as well. We're here supporting active families. This is there's no bench here. That's right. Oh, look at this group. Uh-oh.
This group looks pretty
Come on
intense.
down. It is. Yeah, they're geared up, ready to go.
You are looking good.
Wow, this is another sizable group here.
They just keep coming, don't they?
Yeah, this is like more than all the kids we've had so far combined. My goodness. This might be the largest single starting group I've seen.
Are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? Ready, set, go!
Woo! It's always starting that's hardest. That was a lot of run-along parents, too. The caravan has begun. On your way out, don't forget, Sammamish Rowing Association is here as well. They've got a table set up right next to our friends from Derby Days. You can check out your own rowing efforts here today. They brought the gear and everything. They're ready to give you an opportunity over there. We're going to be featuring them a little bit later in our race program today for a relay. That'll be kind of some fun we'll be doing here. Again, our thanks to Sammamish Rowing Association for their sponsorship and partnership this season. Glad to have them here tonight. You can ask questions if you want to know more about getting into rowing or want to know more about their programs. They're here to answer questions and say hello over the table right next to our friends at Derby Days, kind of near the kiddie keel registration area. Make sure all the kids that have finished are staying put and out of the way here. No extra laps. Uh-oh. It's getting official. Jessica's got the flag now. Ooh. Oh, twirling skills. I appreciate those. Yeah. Very nice. All right. Jump majorette or color guard skills in your past? Yeah, baton. Fantastic. Love it. Here comes more. This group's all over the track. I mean, just look everywhere. There's kids in every part of this. Yeah, see, there's some of the parents over there in turns 3 and 4 said, oops, I forgot I had to run a lap too. Haven't done that one since high school. Here we go. All the way to the finish line, off into the grass. Nice job. Kiddie Kilo in full swing here in 2024. We've had more participants than we've ever seen. It's so nice to see both the willingness of our association to continue to host these events with this quantity of folks showing up, and of course seeing Redmond literally bursting down the doors. They're coming in with so many youth here for Friday nights. It's been so fun to see. Well done, well done. Comes another big group. The jog along going well here, I see. Looking good. Everybody's, look at this lineup of kids. It's just a constant stream. Nicely done. Keep on going to the finish line. You're almost there. Go, go, go. Almost there.
So Push Bike Derby is next, but we got a few more kids in the backstretch. So we got a little bit more time before we stage that. That's everyone's favorite. So make sure as you finish, you're getting yourself into the grass.
Give room for those that are coming behind you. More coming. We'll have to, I look forward to hearing the numbers. This, again, might be another record in terms of numbers of kids being here tonight. Not surprised to see so many families excited to be at the Velodrome on Derby Days weekend.
I belong to you. I belong to you. Do just what you want. You're the one I trust. And I'll always be around when I need some loving, baby.
If you're having a good time tonight, we hope you're enjoying this beautiful Friday evening. Can you believe that next week, Friday and Saturday night, July 19th and July 20th, the fastest racing in the Pacific Northwest here at the Velodrome. It's the Grand Prix next weekend. How exciting will that be? So if you're having a good time this week, you're enjoying Derby Days, you're like, this has been fun for the family, I like watching the racing, don't forget, 1 week from today, we're going to start the fastest racing we host all year long. Get some of the fastest talent here from out of state will make their way in. Some are already here early for this tournament here tonight that we're having. We'll expect more to be making their way over the coming week. The Grand Prix next week, Friday night racing, as well as Saturday night racing. 2 nights in a row of high quality, top speed athletes will be here going over the big cash prizes that we have of the year, our biggest cash purse we put together, plus merchandise and all the rest. It'll be a great show. Grand Prix a week from today.
Spectators, are you ready? Come on, you can do better than that. Let's go. Go!
Whoa, here comes the push bikes. The Derby's begun. They're going to finish in a matter of seconds. Here they come. Please look out and stay up towards the rail. The whole entire place is going to be covered with them. Look at the fast finish up here. Whoa, my goodness. Oh, fast and flowers too. Jeez Louise. Down to the grass. You're all done. You're all done. You're all done. You're all done. Once you cross the finish line, good job. Some of these kids on striders are flying. Keep it going to the grass. You're on your way. Good job. Down to your left now. There you go. Nice job from all the littles here today. A few more to make their way across the finish line. And with that, we've got enough finishers. Families, kids, we're going to ask for you to find your way out from the infield now. You can exit. The way you came in will be open at the gate. You can also, if you want to hop the fence somewhere that's open, you can do so along the straight, either on the front or the back actually would work. If you want to go out the back, you can do that as well on the far side of the track. All families, please exit from the infield. You may exit the way you came in. You may hop over the fence if that's more convenient for you.
All right, great
All
job.
families exiting now. Thank you.
Yeah, let's put our hands together for like 150 kids. That was so many. Great job. Where are these kids from? Redmond. Redmond loves bikes. All right, like I said, there's Kitty Kilo stickers for everybody. Make sure you get your Kitty Kilo sticker where you signed in. Like I said, you can just hop the rail wherever. And I believe the Marrymore Crawl is next. Is that correct, Corey?
Up next is the Marrymore Crawl, open for all competitors. Marrymore Crawl.
So crawl riders, if you want to start getting ready, you can start getting staged, crawl riders. You could go on up to the rail. Crawl riders, you can get staged if you want. It's going to be a while. We got a lot of kids.
You can exit over the railing too if you'd like. So anywhere along the railing on the flat part here is safe to cross. Anywhere over the railing here can work. You don't have to go down to the gate if that's a little faster for you. Our food trucks are still here, ready to serve the family's needs. Your kid just put out a whole effort on that whole lap, and heck, so did you. You can go reward yourself with some delicious ready-made Mexican food, delicious offerings out of the food truck further down for the paninis. Great sandwiches ready to go as well. And then, of course, your friends at Sweet Wheels with the ice cream sandwiches. What a great sweet treat on a beautiful night. Racing to continue here. We got great sprints coming up still. We got the Marrymore Crawl, a fan favorite. Eliminations right here in the middle of the race program tonight. That's going to be a fun one to watch with these big fields this evening. Dollar laps, scratch races near the end. It's going to be a good one. So stick around for more great racing action. Up next is the Marrymore Crawl. All riders that would like to report may head to turn 4 now and get ready to start. As soon as the kids are out of the way, we will get that race started.
Once again, kids, there's Kitty Kilo stickers. Just keep going. Also, get one of those giant ice cream sandwiches. They're huge. Like you could split it with 4 kids. So keep on going back. We got Kitty Kilo stickers. Crawl riders to the rail, please. Crawl riders to the rail.
Again, families, you can exit over the railing if you'd like. You do not need to go through the gate if you'd prefer. Lots of space along the rail to exit if you'd like to do that. I guess the alternative is that there was a kid sitting over there, but someone did leave their bike and a helmet in the middle of the field, so we have that for you. Could be ours, I don't know.
Corey, that's our child's
That's
bike.
definitely our child's stuff.
Yes, our
That
kid
makes sense.
just left their bike.
Yep.
Good job, Cadence.
That makes sense. It's left here all the time anyways. Perfect. Coming up here, the Marrymore Crawl. This race is going to be the slowest lap that you'll watch here tonight as the riders are forced to stay behind the start line here until the ringing of the bell. The time that they have to stay up on their bike is unknown to them. It's only known by one person, essentially. There's one of our officials that knows, and then the bell ringer will know. Once the timing has transpired, the bell will ring. Riders will then get 1 to go. They'll be in an all-out sprint. First riders across the line do get some cash when they win the Marrymore Crawl. The other thing is you can't put your foot down, you can't lean on anybody, you can't leave the racing surface. You must stay upright under your own power for that entire time. It's a lot of effort being spent on the bike to go nowhere fast. The Marrymore Crawl just about ready to start. The whistle signaling the beginning of the timer now. You can see our bell ringer team's got the timer going. None of us know how long it's going to be out for here.
JC's either looking for money or tacos. JC wants some money. Who's got cash at the rail?
Can I just say, I've had the tacos from that truck. They're worth their weight in gold or more, so. My goodness. For our youngsters that just finished,
Does
if you haven't got
Axel have money? There's money up there.
Uh-oh.
Axel, give it to JC.
You gotta hold it out so you can actually grab it. That's the key. Oh, a sticker. That's almost as good as money. Axel's like, nah, it's mine. For the youngsters that just finished, this is your perfect opportunity to come up and look at the bikes that are the big kids ride, our fixed gear bikes that are here at our velodrome. For families that love bikes, maybe haven't been exposed to a fixed gear like these. It allows you to do things like JC here, the no-hand track stand. You're gonna come harass him already?
I am.
Oh,
JC,
perfect.
let's get those hands off again. Can you talk? All right, JC. How you doing?
Been better, been worse.
Are you excited for this sprint tournament?
I'm more excited for money, but I guess.
He needs some money. Well, he wants to win the crawl, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's money.
There's $10 to win the crawl. Can you track stand?
No.
I cannot
Then you're in
track
trouble.
stand.
Because the line's coming awfully close.
Up.
Aw.
I want to go further back. Who do we got hanging out? We got Andrew, Daniel, David's back here. Zach, mess with him. Daniel, can you track stand?
Not on this bike.
No, not really. You're just moving very slow. That's actually impressive, just crawling along. David's back here actually track standing, though. David, how are you doing?
I'm all right.
I didn't push you. You're all wig. Oh, Quinn, bummer. David, are you going to win this?
I'm definitely trying.
Hey. Oh, there's money up there. I see money. Go get it.
Who needs a
Oh,
win?
there's a lot
Go
of
get
money. Go get it,
Oh.
David. College kid needs money. David says, thank you.
Oh, he's still in the race, though. I mean, whoop, whoop. Okay. The Husky's still upright. Oh, Tomko, though, the bell is still not ringing. There it goes. Oh, so close for Tomko. Bummer. It's going to be JC Pyatt in a really good position here at the front. Magidson. Here comes Martin trying to challenge for 10-speed hero. 3 riders survive the gruesome slow lap. Pyle in a great position, though. He's motivated by cash, he says. That's all he wants. He's not here to win. He's not here for glory, just money. I have bad news. You probably should get a job, but this is still fun. A good way to pick up some cash tonight. Pyle survives the crawl and gets a fast lap. Andrew Martin trying to chase him down. Couldn't quite get there before the junior got a good turn of speed, got on top of his bike. Yeah, that's right, make some noise. Come on now. Number 15 wants to hear from the crowd. I love it. And that'll be it for the Marrymore crawl. Let's bring up our next group now to the rail. The elimination for the open women. To the rail now. Elimination. Our featured race tonight. That's Rider of the Year points coming up in this race. An important one. The elimination for the open women now to the rail. Whistles for the neutral. Riders at the back of this field are where we're going to be watching most interested here. This is the elimination. And in the elimination, we go around the track however many times we need to get all the way down to the last rider. It's the last rider across the line. Every single lap gets pulled from the race until there's basically none left. We just got our winners in the last lap going head to head. Currently in the neutral, so the next time they come around, no elimination. The race will start as they're coming through next time if they get the whistle, which they likely will as they're getting together now. And after that, it's every lap. Watch the last wheel of the last rider. That's what we'll be watching here. It'll be my job to both announce that for the rider's sake and then also for our fans out there to know who's getting pulled. Groups still all together. Racing should be starting here momentarily. The elimination for the open women. Gets the signal, racing underway. Eliminations begin next lap. Next time around, last rider pulled from the group. Luna Mendoza wants to get to the front of this field. One of our younger riders in this group does not want to be anywhere near elimination on lap 1, so she's going to take over at the front for a bit here. Let's see who else forms the front edge of this field. Here comes Kelly Darlene, the rider in blue that moves up towards the front. Still Mendoza in a great position here. Should have been able to avoid the elimination. The field will catch up to her pretty quick here. Watch to the back now, as you're going to want to watch the movement of, it looks to be one of our riders from Breakfast Racing Team. Claire Law is at the back there. Found some spot, though. She should be okay. Now look down low. 201, Lynch. So just like that, I'll announce a number, and that's the rider that gets out. They'll come out onto the warm-up circle on the back half of the track, and we'll keep doing that here throughout the first part of this race. Is a big field to work through, and what you're going to see is pretty similar formation each time as they come out of turn 4. There's that long group along the rail that's going to be fighting for position. They've got the track space. They just got to get the acceleration. Oh, it looks like we got one. Just popping off the back here a bit earlier. 204 is Laurel Safranek. Rider of the year in this group against Scoville, the rider with that bright orange helmet. It's got that kind of magenta and colored jersey. Our friends from Vi13 put together for us for Rider of the Year. She knows this race is for points in that contest, so she's going to want to try to get into a top position here. Why is she at the back of the field? That's the effort she likes in this race. She's okay with the sprint. She's all right accelerating and then deaccelerating. her muscles are okay with that kind of change in speed. So she's going to try and do that a few times here. Claire Law did not like being in the back in that last one. She jumps up to the front. 404 is Liam Holslander. And there's that long strung out group again, the back half of this field. And who's at the back? It's still Scoville in a very comfortable position. She's all right with this. She's got Gilchrist right in front of her, another rider that would probably prefer this kind of effort, and rather than being on the front of this group, is okay with the acceleration and de-acceleration. There's Williams as well, so a lot of really good speedsters in this field, making up the back end of it, and they'll just keep finding their place. Gilchrist in a tough spot, but looks like she'll be able to move up just fine. Look to the bottom of the track as one rider is going to be left out. 03 is Luna Mendoza. Saw it coming as that the wave sweeps over the top, and that's how it goes. Claire Law has formed the front now of this group, the rider with that white helmet down the sprinter's lane. It was kind of close several laps back. It felt like she was in an elimination spot there. Decides to put in a big move to get around the field, come up to the front and set the front edge. That's a good way to stay safe. If you got a good motor like Law has, she should be okay for several more laps in that place. Ooh, it's going to be between Edwards and the sprint on the outside. It'll go to the rider on the inside. 1, 2, 3, Edwards. The eliminations come from the safest part of the track, most common in this race, down in that sprinter's lane. None of the Jerry Baker Juniors at the back end of the field as Renna Fuller is in position to have to do some work here. She's on Scoville's wheel, should be able to reposition. That's going to be a challenging lap here. Oop, some riders going down low. In fact, I believe that's going to be Gabriella Sinclair going down that sprinter's lane. That's a tough spot here. The juniors are going to try to challenge her. And oh, she's going to be all right. It's going to be right in the middle. Charlotte Westover knows it's coming. Westover coming out. We're into the top 8 now of the field. So several eliminations have already gone by. We're still not into podium places, into some really important Rider of the Year points. Still ahead of these riders. They're going to try and stick around if they want to contest. Fuller at the back end of this thing again. Scoville repositioning nicely alongside Gilchrist up towards the rail. This is leaving Renna in a bad spot. Does she have enough kick to come close this down, or she's going to be in that back lineup? Ooh, it won't be enough. Not this time. 211 gets the call. Fuller. There's Williams and Scoville, the back end. Gilchrist lined up. Ruth Tomko, your winner of the scratch race, is the 4th rider in this lineup right now. They got that pink helmet on for the Jerry Baker Juniors team, the black and blue team. Could definitely be another figure here in this race to watch, as they already had one good result tonight. Why not try to get a second one? Going to line up all the way across the track. Who's going to be left out here? It's a good sprint. Look down low. St. Clair backs off and gets the call. Number 116.
That's Gabby. I think you mentioned it, Corey. She's from Texas. She came up here for the junior takeover. She's 16 years old, but their track is currently underwater because of the hurricane. So she's just hanging out with us.
I didn't get that backstory. That's good information to know. That's right. So our Texan hanging out for a little longer for reasons outside of their control, but a good move, I guess, to get some more racing time here. And here comes another one. Ooh, we got a rider on the second line. I don't know if she's going to find a space. Can't find it. 103 is Darlene. 103. Your top 5 now lined up on the track. Claire Law has been at the front, mentioned several laps ago. That's a good place to be for her. These riders will respect her endurance. As she sets the speed for the group, they'll follow. So that guarantees her a pretty good position just based on that kind of effort she'll put in. Ruth Tomko right next door to Claire now. Here comes the overtake. This might be a tough spot for Law, as the rest of these riders are going to try to sprint around her. We're going to flatten out here. Tomko in a good position right now. Law getting overtaken. Ooh, Gilchrist. Oh. 105, Gilchrist. Law has enough acceleration at the end to hold on, and look at this. She's actually still driving away. Tomko may have to make a reaction here at some point. Scoville following Rue around at this point, and Williams is starting to lose a little bit of ground here too. In fact, Williams may be already giving the nod here as they hit turn 3, saying that's enough for me. Scoville and Tomko look like they'll catch up to Law, no problem, but the elimination's behind them. So Scoville looks over the shoulder and sees good to go here. This group of 3 all safe. Williams here pulled out in 4th overall. Law on the attack again. She knows she's got 2 speedy juniors on her wheel. This is the way that she thinks she can beat them, and she's just going to continue to drop the hammer. The sprint behind is still going to be good, though, between Tomko and Scoville. Scoville going to make the move around. This is going to be tough for Tomko to hold on for another lap. Scoville trying to drop her teammate here in a head-to-head bat. There's no room. Where to go? Can't find it. Tomko gets the call. That window closed down so fast, and here's where Scoville says, that's what I had left. A good move for the junior to get one more lap out of this race, but Claire Law, for the breakfast racing team, the cross racer many years, has had a lot of great finishes and successes in that discipline of the sport. Recently, you've seen more of her at the track. A nice finish here in the elimination for Claire. Strong riding from the front, cannot be stopped today. A good strategy in today's elimination against her competition. Scoville will pick up some big points here tonight, still in the Rider of the Year hunt. Coming across the line for second. Here comes the Cat 1-2 men who are anxious to get to the rail for the elimination. That's right, to the rail now. The elimination for the Cat 1-2 men, their featured race for tonight for the Rider of the Year contest. Riders are lining up. And on deck, we've got the Cat 3 men for their elimination coming up next. Before we have our fun Sammamish rowing tie-in, the Sammamish rowing JBMV relay race tie-in upcoming. That whistle signaling the neutral starting now, but these riders will make it look pretty fast on this lap as they're going to try to get into position. The Rider of the Year for this field, I mentioned him earlier, picking up a big U23 International Omnium gold medal down there at our elite track competition down in Carson going on yesterday, actually, is when he picked up that medal. He's not here. He's the Rider of the Year for this field. That leaves a nice vacancy in what has been a very dominant position in this field. So I bet some of these riders are excited today to see who's going to be in our top 3 without Gallagher to be sort of the main instigator and our usual winner for these types of races. He's been so hard to stop this season. We were talking about him earlier, how it feels kind of like it's the second coming of John Bowie, who just 2 years ago felt like he was the one who at every night he showed up found his way to win, no matter if it was a sprint race or if it was an endurance race, he was there. This season it's been Gallagher who's been in that position. And so tonight it's exciting to see the field actually with his absence here. We'll see who's going to kind of rise to the top. First elimination upcoming. Let's see where it will come from in this field. (15) Magidson trying so hard to find space. It got a little dicey there. Good communication across the line. We're able to navigate that well enough. The Husky had a good idea, just couldn't quite get the speed or the space he needed there. This is Austin Hildreth, the rider, in the back position now, who's going to try to come swerve around. I'm looking right now at both Tomko and Ludo Max in a tough spot. 26 is Tomko. 26. It's usually going to be in that middle and low position where things get tough, especially in this big field. It's right about here that if you know you're in a bad spot, you got to back up and get up track. It's a big effort. You got to put some back pressure on the pedals a little bit, slow down, come up track, accelerate, and get around. Otherwise, you're just stuck down there waiting for the field to take you out. 37, Ludo. Plenty more laps here to go for the Cat 1-2s. Looking faster tonight. Tyson Danielson has taken over the lead spot there for Waterline Racing. That's number 14. He's not going to be allowed to be there for long, though. It looks like a couple riders are going to try to take over, as it looks like it's Normand coming up to the front now, number 48. And Austin Hildreth, story raising his hand. He says, I know. Number 28 gets the name and the number called. It's Normand Richard, one of our riders that, again, I get the joy to watch annually during the GP, makes his way down here from up north, his hometown of Port Moody, but Riding for the Just Giver 4 PD team is putting on a nice effort at the front of this field. Let's look to the back to see who our next elimination would be. It looks like Single Malt Velo is ready to go on this lap. 34. Ooh. 48 on the inside is Norman Richard. Down in that sprinter's lane, nowhere to go. You can see him grit his teeth as he saw it coming. Now Scott Grinsel, the Dyna Racing team, in the pink off the back of the field right now. Doing a pretty good job here coming around the group each time. He's had to do this for several laps in a row. Going to try and do it again here. This is going to put both Hofer and Sandoval in a tough spot. Number 2, Sandoval. Number 2. So appears to be Grinsel at the back end. He's got Andrew Martin right in front of him, Quinn Kennedy, a couple of good finishers in this group. They'll start to pull away, and Grinsel looking like that's about the last one he's got. So some good efforts there to come around him, and that'll do it for a rider from Dyna Racing this lap. 18 gets the call. 18. Another change up at the front. Quinn Kennedy decides they want to take the lead now. Matty Hers follows that wheel, as does Andrew Martin, taking over for the lead responsibility. This is a fast lap. Liquid Velo's got Chip Chase at the back of this group. He decides not to back off. He's got to just go forward now. He's up against Chris Wilson there, the rider in green at the back. He goes low. It's a little bit bumpy in here. Ooh. 19, Chip Chase. It is July. I forgot. It's that time of year. If I don't say Chip Chase, he'll come give me a hard time afterwards. It's the fancy month for cyclists. 8 riders now. We're getting into the top of this field. Ooh, there's another tight one in the back. Ooh, it's all across this group. 21, Hofer. Seven riders now in this group. Andrew Lynch, number 11, at the back of the group for Coalition Cycling Group. Right in front of him, Chris Wilson for Found Cycling. It's going to be Nolan Adams for Dyna Racing in a tough spot right in the middle of this field. That's that rider in that gray jersey. Can he find some room? He's contesting now. Let's look to the bottom. Oh, Quinn Kennedy in a tough spot. He pushes forward. 45 does get the call. Kennedy tried so hard to make something out of that tiny window there. A good move, just couldn't quite get enough distance into the lineup. Chris Wilson at the back end. He's going to make a run at it. It's going to be him against Lynch at the back half. Ooh. 11, Lynch. Oh, Wilson had to put in a big effort there, but he holds on for another lap, getting him into the top 5 here today. Look at this group now. We got Wilson for Found Cycling at the front, who's got to be hurting after that last sprint. This is going to be a good lap for the rest of the field to try to go on and take him out if they can. Hers is going to be right next door in a second. Tyson Danielson. Here comes Nolan Adams from the back. And Andrew Martin in the group as well. Wilson's looking around saying, nope, that's it. Number 9, Wilson gets called. Not surprising after that huge effort last lap. Pretty big lap for Wilson to stay in one more. And that's all he's got here today. With Matty Hers now number 4 on the lead of the lap. Here comes Tyson Danielson to already challenge into turn 3. Nolan Adams, who's had some good elimination finishes on this track. He finds himself up here again in a top 4, trying to get in a little longer. Danielson in a tough spot. It'll be a rider from Waterline Racing giving the wave, saying, that's all for me tonight. Out in 4th, Danielson. Adams lined up behind Andrew Martin, who's going to be a favorite here tonight to try to figure this race out. He's going to go down to the back straight here, trying to drop hers. Hers has no response. Adams just has to put in a big effort here to hold on to the acceleration from Martin. The two of them are in the race together. They've already dropped a rider. Coefficient of speed. Maddie Hers says, yep, that's all I've got too. It's down to these two, getting the bell. 1 to go. Adams, Martin, head to head. Maddie Hers, number 4, comes out in third. Nolan happy to sit on the wheel for as long as he can here down the back straight as Martin's going to try to lead this thing out. Adams got the advantage of the slipstream. Neither rider at full speed. There goes another move from Martin. He gets a little second acceleration. He's in full go now. He's trying to get away from Nolan Adams here onto the turn. Onto the home straight, the finish for the elimination. Martin puts it together. Andrew Martin, number 27. Brings in a good one here in front of the home crowd on a tough elimination race. Catherine Men now to the rail, please, for your elimination race. Getting the shout out on the live stream for Claire for that win in the elimination. Pellerbrook, we've seen Caitlin out here a number of times competing. Thanks for tuning in on the live stream. Good to hear from our fans and our athletes tuning in. Elimination, Cat 3 Men, just about ready to begin. Into the neutral for the Cat 3s. Don't forget to visit our tables of our good friends here. We've got Derby Days representing, as well as our friends from the Sammamish Rowing Association. We're going to be talking more about their association as we get into our little fun collaboration race coming up next. That's right, you can come say hi to the Sammamish Rowing Association. It's a not-for-profit community rowing organization that's hanging out tonight with us, one of our partners this year. And we look forward to talking a little bit more about them at the conclusion of this race. Elimination beginning this lap. Next time around, last rider gets pulled from the group. All the way at the back here, Ryan Havel had a good finish in the scratch. Number 336. Down that sprinter's lane. It's going to be potentially in a tight spot here. Colin Gibson lined up alongside of Stan Douglas there at the back half of the field, also up towards the rail. Taking over the front of this group, that looks to be Jack Hampson, if I'm not mistaken, for Team Epic, the East Portland youth cycling team. We got a little bit of an early volunteer here as a pull away from the group. .316, the number called. Grant Gibson. A couple riders pulling away, not even letting this be a problem from them right now. So we'll look behind them, though, as the elimination is going to come. Looks like along the top here, maybe. On the inside, 336. Havel. Westover, the rider in green for the Talk of Time Northwest Cycling Group there, is at the back half of this field, is all the way at the back end, trying to find some safe space. Gonna be challenging against Stan Douglas, head-to-head here at the back. Won't quite have enough. It'll be 3:01 this time. Westover. Already mentioned it once, I'll throw it out a few more times. A reminder, next week, it's time for the Marrymore Grand Prix, the annual fastest racing in the Pacific Northwest, right here at our velodrome. We're looking forward to some great talent coming in from out of town. Some are already here hanging out with us tonight. It's going to be a fun weekend. Another sprint tournament, some great mass start racing, all going to be happening this Friday and Saturday. 360, Douglas. Stan Douglas. You can catch the GP at our normal times. We got a 7 o'clock start for Friday night racing, a 6 o'clock for Saturday night. There'll be racing on during the day as well. If you want to watch any of the qualifying events that go on for the Kierans or for the sprints, you can tune into our live stream as well, as we'll be streaming all of the action throughout the day right here on our YouTube channel. 3:13 is Mike Ritter. Fighting for every inch down there in the sprinters lane. Oh, it's going to be right in the middle, I think, of the group here. Tyrell Lacey, 3:17. Whoa, Dyna Racing trying to hold on here into the lap. Good acceleration, and it'll go down the sprinters lane this time. 3:32, Eric Phillipson. An unusual formation coming here on the home straight as the Cat 3s are gone all the single file here as we're on the back end of a quick attack at the front. Leaves one rider left alone here. Another one of our Portland competitors, Ryder Carlson, 3:35. On deck, it's the Sammamish Rowing Association and JBMV relay race. .306, Jordan Green. Jordan Green. .337, Sam Karp. .303, Peter Snoblin this time. Peter Snoblin. It's getting up to the top of this group now. Oh, another fight at the back. Oh, already shaking his head. Conrad Mayer says nope. 3-2-0. Mayer knows it's coming. Down to 6. Our riders from the ACT Racing team, David Takahashi and Ryan Havel. Oh, Havel was out earlier. Takahashi's still in the group. He's at the front for just a moment. Now here comes Josh Sherfy at the front. So we still got some good finishers in here. Jack Hampson from Portland still in the group. Serge Malikian at the back. Looking like he's trying to make a run at it, but just the legs aren't going to give him one more here tonight. 399 gets the official call. We're down to 5. Tom Herrick in there as well for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. A couple weeks ago when we said his name, there was always like some really loud crowds. He had like a fan club that came with him that night. I think every racer should recruit their own fan club. Speaking of Herrick, he's going to try to make a move right here from the back to try to stay in another lap. Good run at it here. Ooh, he's finding some room. 327, Takahashi. As the junior finds enough room to stay in another lap, but he's gasping for air now. He takes out Takahashi and himself at the same time with that last effort. Our group of 3 working here don't know maybe that Herrick's already fallen off the pace. We do have one rider back from these three. You have one rider back. The three are good here. No, this three is safe, so they'll be here. Our elimination's coming onto the home straight now. And that will be Herrick with that impressive sprinted lap back. That was his final match to burn here tonight in the elimination. Gonna be getting the bell. Here comes to third place. A good sprint coming up. It's Sherfy on the front, looking very strong here. Can Hampson stay in another lap? Whoa! 3:26. Hampson so close to the line. And we've got a good finishing lap here. It's still Sherfy on the lead, but we're going to be in a good matchup here. Oh, coming around and the catch here onto the home lap. Will he have enough? Sherfy from the front says, no way. I got enough to finish this race. As John Reinders, with a great race tonight, cannot quite come around Sherfy on the end. Another good finish tonight for Sherfy as he's made a really strong comeback here to the Velodrome in 2024. All right, now we're going to be getting set up for our fun collaboration race with our friends from the Sammamish Rowing Association.
Get riders with our lovely jerseys to the rail up here. Riders to the rail. We're bringing our ergs down. We're doing a little relay race. Let's go ahead and get ergs over here. Spencer? Yeah. There we go.
Beautiful.
Don't run into an erg. Where's Sean at? Sean, down here. We're watching the rowers first. Let's go and line them up. Yep.
It's going to go rower, cyclist, rower, cyclist. So
let's go in front.
In this relay.
In front.
That's right. So this is going to be teams, essentially of 4 in this relay. 2 rowers paired up with 2 cyclists. The colors will tell you the teams. Row first. When the first row effort has finished, they're going to give the yell to their teammate to go. That rider will start from the rail and go 2 laps around the track. Once that rider gets back across the finish line, that's the signal for the second rower to start. That rower finishes their effort. They'll yell to the second rider on their team to go take 2 laps. The second rider to cross the finish line is the winning team.
The rowers are getting serious down here. These people don't know each other, so this is fabulous. We have unknown teammates. Okay. Do I have rowers ready? Corey, do you want to give our rowers a countdown? How far are they rowing? 250 meters.
All right, 250.
And then how about when they finish their relief ride, like yell your color. I'll try to do it as well. No, that seems difficult. Let's not do that. Corey, do you want to give us a go ahead here?
All right, first rowers are set and ready. On my mark, we'll begin your 250-meter effort, but not until the hair is in position, of course.
It's important.
Absolutely. Okay, rowers on your mark. Get set. Go! Woo! Whoa, whoa! Team Yellow, that's a sprint from the start. Off we go. The Sammamish Rowing Association partnering with us here today to make this fun and fast, a fun event here today.
These two are close. Oh, Green might be in the lead.
Oh, Team Green getting a good start.
I don't know. They're very close. Woo! They're going to have to yell really, really loud, like raise your hands and flail them. Less than 100 meters over here. Oh, less than 50 meters. Less than 50 meters. I think our two up here are
finishing
lead.
effort here for the yellow and green team. Almost there, almost there. Yellow!
Yellow!
Green!
Green!
Ooh. Here comes blue. Pink with a vengeance.
Blue! We got to give Pink some love here. Come on, give Pink some love. Pink, go! Rowers are switching position. Cyclists are riding 2 laps now. 2 laps. All right, let's give Quinn some cheering here. They are flying.
Ooh,
One more
Team
lap.
Yellow, here they come. Yellow, get set, and yellow. Oh, wait, not yet. 2 laps. 2 laps. Second lap effort for Team Yellow, man, in a very strong position here.
All right, everyone, I'm down here with Team Pink, and your name?
Kate.
All right, Kate, where's your team at in the grand scheme of things right now?
We're in first place in our hearts.
That's what matters most. Give it up for Team Pink.
The Sammamish Rowing Association that's partnering with us today their mission is to provide an inclusive community, ignites a passion for rowing by encouraging the development of young members, embracing individual discovery, and celebrating team success so every rower can experience the lifelong benefits of rowing. And you can see it here. This is a big full body effort that our riders have here down here. Do you have someone else you want to talk to, Nolan?
You know, I'm down here with Team Blue, and I've got one very important question that all the cyclists want to know. How much carbon fiber is on this thing?
Too much.
It looks like it. Very efficient here. They've got about 92 meters left before Team Blue is off.
I think that's how you get more cyclists to do rowing. Ooh.
Yellow,
Yellow's got
you're
to go.
off.
Yellow, yellow. Ooh. Yellow with the best start again. Green so close. Blue, blue.
40 more meters for Team Pink.
Whoa. That was a big comeback from
Strong
Blue.
finish here.
Woo. Look at this.
Final riders off.
All right. They're going to get in the bell and the 1 to go. This will be the final effort for these riders. Team Yellow in a good position. 1 more to go. 1 to go, Team Yellow.
That's my teammate, Mike Ritter.
All right, Ritter. Nice. Here comes Grinsel for the blue team. Magotson for green. Man, they're taking this race seriously. Look at these two. They're digging in. They're the whole night of racing. Team Pink.
Here we go, Team Pink. 1 more to go. 1 more to go.
There we go, Stanley. Take it home.
All right, give it up, Team Yellow with the win tonight.
Oh, the sprint for second is so good. It'll be Blue across the line for second place. That was a big comeback there from our rowers on the blue team.
It really was. Don't sleep on Team Pink here, though. Fan favorite.
Team Pink always brings the heat. That's what I'm saying.
Well
Let's
done,
go. Let's
Stan.
go.
Well done.
Very fun. How about a round of applause for all of our competitors in the Sammamish Rowing Association for coming out today to help make that a fun collaboration. You can learn more about their great not-for-profit organization by visiting their table. And you can see the benefits right there. The full body workout. There were these folks down here, these athletes can attest to the kind of workout it was. It's a great team sport for all ages. Rowing not only builds fitness, it also embodies a lifestyle of health and wellness. Rowing helps develop skills such as leadership, teamwork, dedication, commitment for all athletes. Sounds like the stuff that we like to talk about here at our velodrome. A lot of things come along hand in hand with these two communities. Sammamish Rowing offer opportunities for rowers aged 12 to 80 plus. Every year, Sammamish junior teams have over 200 members. Across the boys and girls teams, Masters Rowing is split over 3 teams, totaling over 150 athletes. It's a big group out there. Sammamish Rowing Association, thank you again. All sprinters to the ready area. Semifinal round upcoming. Sprinters to the ready area for the semifinal round. Coming up in the semifinal round, our first heat will be Marassus and Vandervliet, Carlberg and Davies in Heat 2, Pyle and Andrew in Heat 3, Takagi and Campbell-Harris in Heat 4. Marassus and Vandervliet called up now. On deck, Carlberg and Davies. Question coming on the live stream is Raymond Chang wants to know how many watts do the rowers produce? I don't know. I'd have to ask a rower. Are the cyclists throwing shade right now, or is that like some real numbers? I'm sure it's a ton. It's got to be a significantly big number. Lined up here now at 49 is Jacob van der Vliet, lined up in lane 1 for the Flying Gorillas team, and next door to him from the Argentine race team, Mateo Morasis, number 47. Our fastest time today from the qualifying rounds earlier today is set by number 47. We're now in the semifinal round. Winner will go to race for first and second. In the final, held at the end of the program, second rider across the line will be racing for third or fourth. As this is the top half of this group right now. All of our riders get 3 chances to ride tonight. We're not riding a best-of-3 format at any stage during this race, nor are we eliminating any of our 8. So they all get to compete tonight in front of the home audience. It's going to get more competitive the further we go along as these riders are going to sort themselves out. This was going to be a tough one for van der Vliet against the speedster Morasis, who's looked like he hasn't had to put out too much effort in his previous effort here. He's going to be fresh here. Van der Vliet's trying to roll things up nicely across the finish line. He's opened up a gap. This is similar to the kind of attack he had the last time we saw van der Vliet, but Morasis has got more closing speed. So he'll use that to get onto the wheel, and now he's just going to carry the momentum into turn 3. A little bit more speed here this time from Morasis as he has to put on a bit more of a show to get around, but he's back in charge and back in control, and he will not give this position up. Morasis flying in for another victory here in the qualifying round. Tyler Davies wants to make some noise here. We got to hear it for the sprinters. Here comes Carlberg, number 5, drawing lane number 1, taking on Davies, bib number 50 up there in lane 2. Best of 1 ride, winner to go to race for first and second. Second rider will go to race for third and fourth. Number 5 does come in with the advantage from the qualifying round. Davies riding a very easy qualifier for himself as well as he looked in control throughout, as did Carlberg. So both these riders will be fresh for this competition. They've had plenty of rest between these rounds. One chance here to sort it out between the race for first and second or the race for third and fourth between these two. That score will be settled at the end of our race program tonight in the final round after we've concluded our dollar a lap scratch racing. Program and results all at velodrome.org/live. If you're on the live stream, just scroll down into the description. If you're watching this event live, of course, if it's not a live event and you're rewatching it later, it will have been updated for whatever is actually going on right now at the track. A slow first lap. Nonetheless, Carlberg maintains the front position. Davies sitting just behind him, a little bit less than a bike length separating their wheels now. Similar position with Davies forced in the first round as he was in second position like this. Left a little bit of gap, was kind of moving up and down track a bit more as he came onto the home straight. This time just happy to follow Carlberg. Nice and patient right now. Carlberg not one usually to dance up and down too much. He's going to show a really powerful turn on those wheels when he wants to go. Currently vying for this lower position. Both riders have taken up the sprinter's lane. So forfeiting their use of the hill currently. They'll both start to move up towards turn 1 a bit here. Davies moves to his right slightly. There's a little bit more of that dancing we saw from him in the first round. He will take over in the front position now, has control of the lane. A little bit of jockeying back and forth as both riders seem to be in a bit of a dance here. The waltz through turn 2 continuing. No move out of the bike just yet. A little bit now power coming. Davies will get up to speed. He's got the shorter lane. He probably is looking for it. He's forcing Carlberg to go the long way around. Carlberg under the blue line, tied up against him at the red line now as they head onto the home straight. A good side-by-side sprint. Davies and Carlberg. Davies and Carlberg. Whoa! closest one we've seen tonight, right to the line. We'll get to the photo finish to confirm. The first test gives a slight edge on the inside, but we need to see it because Karlberg was coming in fast at the last moment and had the toss. May have been able to get there. Karlberg, by the smallest of margins, is confirmed, barely over Davies. What a fantastic race, and he had to pull out a big one there on the home straight. Karlberg will race for first and second against Marassus. Next up, we've got J.C. Pyle. Jerry Baker Jr. is bib 345. Coming up to take on Thomas Andrew. Flying Gorilla's race team coming up in lane 2. Pyle in the inside position right now. The junior. Similar kind of a narrative to as I spoke the last time he was out here competing. Not as many times around the track as his competitor here today, but with a better qualifying time. Just from the top speed measure, Pyle should have a slight advantage in this matchup if he can figure out how to put this one together. Thomas Andrew, a savvy racer and coming here today prepared to compete and throw down. He's going to try to best this rider as best he can. Going to stay in that second position still, trying to stay nice and low up against Pyle, who continues to be at the front, is staying nice and high along the rail. A lot of potential acceleration here for both when they want to use it from at that position. Pyle's starting to move around a bit more here from the lead spot that we saw him before, maybe trying to be a little bit more difficult to follow. Neither rider taking it up to speed just yet, but some acceleration on the home straight. About 60% of the way there as they hit turn 1. Waiting for the kick, a little bit of acceleration down into the bank, and that's going to be the effort. As you can see, Pyle's trying to bring the bike up to full speed down the back straight. Thomas starting to make a bit of a catch here. Can he get to the rear wheel? Pyle's got to drive this thing through turn 3 as he's holding on. He's still got good speed. Here comes Andrew trying to make the catch into the turn. We might have another close one here. J.C. Pyle. Can he hold on? Pyle, Andrew, the kid's got him. A nice run at the rear wheel there from our rider from Flying Gorilla. The Jerry Baker Jr. has enough speed from the sprinter's lane, has the short lane, and executes nicely to close out the race. Your final heat here in this round coming up, another head-to-head match. This should be another good one between Takagi of the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team coming up into lane 2. He's taking on for Airtech Racing James Campbell-Harris, number 311, who's lined up in lane 1. Your final heat now of this round, about ready to begin. On deck, the $1 a lap for the open women. .409, talked about him last time we saw him. So new to the sport. Member of our Jerry Baker Jr. team, 50-plus juniors strong, and a recent addition to the squad. Has been showing some really good results here recently, and I'm getting encouragement there from our officials to keep the speed at appropriate for this opening portion of the race. Forward momentum required of both riders here, especially the lead rider, Campbell-Harris. Both back into movement here, should be okay to continue. So Takagi, the rider for the Jerry Baker Jr., is a rider with that white helmet, the black and blue kit. Again, relatively new to our sport. Already looking so confident out here tonight. It's been fun to watch him show out of nowhere and start already getting some good results for himself. And during the junior takeover with some really fun racing last weekend. James Campbell-Harris for Airtech Racing, Cat 3 man competitor, who also stylizes himself as a sprinter, comes out here and puts out these kind of efforts frequently on our Monday night racing program. And here he is again on a Friday night now in a head-to-head with this new junior rider, more of an unknown quantity, both with a pretty similar finishing time when it came to their qualifying. It was the junior, though, with a little bit faster time today in the flying 200 meter, but the difference is about 1/10 of a second. May not seem like a lot, but in sprinting, that can be a lot of difference, and it can be all the difference you need when, as you see, these races can come down to such a short distance at the finish line. Campbell Harris on the inside position, both riders electing another high position here along the rail. Takagi, nice and high here, nowhere to go left. Campbell Harris controlling the movement. Takagi has to take the long way around, but he makes a good jump. Good acceleration for the junior. Campbell Harris has got to recover quickly. That was a good turn of speed. The kid gets on top of the gears so fast, Campbell Harris can counter it. Takagi, it's already said and done. Gets on top of the gearing so quickly, he's getting the kill call from coach. He says, "You got it, kid. Save it for the next round." A nice turn of speed from the junior. James Campbell Harris, we'll see him in the final round as well. Fun to see Takagi's success here in such a short amount of time. He has a good one there. Let's bring up the open women for the $1 a lap scratch. $25 on a random lap, also thanks to Gallagher. Merrick says, "I may not be here, but go faster." So he's trying to throw money your way. I think that was the way they're going to do it. So on one random lap, I'll ring the bell. Every other lap is worth $1. Every other lap besides the one I ring the bell on. That's $26, to be fair. It's 1 plus the 25. All other laps are worth 1. Doing the last lap worth 10? Okay, 11. That's confusing. I get it. It makes sense. A bonus 10 on the last lap. This is a 20-lap scratch where the first rider across the line every lap picks up $1. So there's $20 just sitting out there that the riders can have some fun racing over. In addition, there's a $10 on the final lap bonus. And one of the laps that the riders do not know, I will be ringing the bell to give an extra $25 on that lap. So there's a lot of money here in this fun little scratch race. 20 laps. It's going to be a mixture of a tempo and a scratch race whenever you do this, because the tempo is being set because there's that value at the front of the field, so there's always a little bit of push from the front riders, at least some reminder in the back of their heads, hey, maybe you should go a little bit faster, try to pick up the $1 here. That keeps the group moving usually, and then there's also, of course, at the end of the race, you're doing a scratch. You got to come across the line on that final lap to really win it. So let's see how the open women go here in this $1 a lap format. Whistle sounding, racing beginning. Next time across the line, $1 to lead the lap, every lap till it's over. Off goes number 1, 2, 3. Edwards wants an opening effort here to start this thing off. It will be Edwards on this first lap, seeing 9 to go. Our Texan off the front here, in position to maybe keep on the effort and find the $1. We'll sit up though. Yeah, back onto it. She's reconsidering it. Back in the sprinters lane she goes. It's Gabby St. Clair, number 116, pretty much already has this one wrapped up as the field is too far back to catch her. There's $1 for our Texan. 8 to go. Gabby still in a position to potentially pick up a second $1 here. St. Clair coming on the home straight at the front, but the field is so close to striking. This is kind of that tempo of this race. Non-stop, and I got $25 to lead this the next lap. $25 to lead the next lap. 116 picks up the second dollar. The biggest cash lap here, it's actually 26 in total if you count the dollar a lap bonus. And here we go, the sprint's really underway. The biggest cash of the race. Here comes your rider of the year, Scoville. She got this one lined up at 16 to go. Scoville picks up the cash, both the dollar plus the 25. And she'll set up quickly, doesn't want to spend any more effort than that right now. $15 laps to go on the cards here. He's got plenty more laps to pick up dollars. Claire Law picks up her first. Group of four starting to push away here. Includes Tomko, the rider with the pink helmet. There's Williams, number 101 in the blue, and then 103 is Darlene, starting to push a bit at the front. We saw Westover do something similar earlier. A stout competitor. She says, I just will not be left off the front effort. She tries to make this happen quickly and get up to this front group. That's that rider on the orange bike. Does not want to let this get away from her. She'll make the bridge happen quickly. And Tomko this time for $1 at 14 to go. Oh, here we go. Another rider coming to the front. She makes the effort to bridge, and now she's going to challenge for the $1. She says, I can't get a buck if I'm at the back. 13 to go. Here comes Charlotte to the front. 111 picks up $1, her first of the race, and trying to stay here a little bit longer and see what else she can collect at the front as she doesn't sit up. Westover again in good position. That's a nice solo effort here at the front of the group. He's able to pick up another $1. No one will come up to challenge her just yet. This might be the time, though, she gets up above that blue line and lets the field come underneath her. As they do just that in turns 1 and 2, she'll rejoin. At 11 to go, it goes the way of Darlene this time. This group looks pretty well organized. This is going to be your race now. These 8 riders together coming on the back straight now, currently led by Claire Law, has a lot of power here in this group. And they're going to go the distance tonight, it looks like, as they're just going to continue to ride this way. Law taking a long pull here. Maybe opening yourself up to this kind of counter move as someone's going to try and come around for the $1. The juniors are here. They still want the cash. Come on, $1. That's not too bad. Law will not be denied this one. 108 picks up $1, and then she'll pull off. You recall the way Law won that scratch race from the front. We know that she's got incredible motor, good endurance here. Overall, nice power tonight. She shows it again there on that lap. Says, nope, that's my buck. The group wants to rest for just a moment, but Darlene says that's the time to go, as does Westover, challenging again. Charlotte trying to go for, I think, her $3 here around the right side of the group, and she'll get it. Well, thanks again to the city of Redmond for partnering up with us here on this beautiful weekend for Derby Days. Don't forget, tomorrow is going to be a fun-filled day here in the city. Pancake breakfast starts at 8 a.m. at the fire station number 11. The big kids bike parade, that's got to be everybody's favorite, starting at 10 a.m. That's when the food vendors and the craft market and activity booths all open up. The grand parade starts at 11 o'clock. Lots of performances going on at noon. We've got our own Try the Track going on tomorrow, by the way. That's good times. The drone light show tomorrow at 10 p.m. Something you'll want to catch as well. Derby Days, always a fun time here in the city of Redmond. That was Claire Law coming across the line that time for another $1. And this field is hustling at the front. It has really pulled this group apart. As this kind of tempo for this many laps. This is a rigorous athletic event for these riders. And just to be in this group of 5, we've got some great athletes here tonight to have this many riders at this tempo for this long. 7 to go. Tomko picks up another $1. And I misspoke. Claire Law, your winner of the elimination. It was Rue Tomko winning that first scratch. So your winners on the first 2 races are both in this front field tonight. And both looking pretty comfortable. They still got some more laps in them. Who else joins in is Annette Williams, bib number 101, the rider in the white helmet with the blue jersey. There's Kelly Darlene in the all blue with the black helmet from Rice University. Gilchrist, Jerry Baker Jr. makes it into the group of 5 here, showing some good endurance tonight to stick on the laps at 6 to go. Another $1 for Tomko, who's been given a lot of respect here in this group. They continue to hustle this group forward. Good tempo from the junior. They just formed a 5-member team here. Sort of looks like more like a team pursuit effort at this point. They're just staying nice and efficient, almost a very consistent, well-timed effort on each lap. Oh, here comes a little bit of anti-team behavior as Gilchrist has a chance to maybe go pick up $1. And that's what you do in the $1 lap. Sometimes you got to get greedy. But look out, here comes Law now all the way above the blue line. Gilchrist is trying to respond, but that's a lot of speed from Law, who's now going to try to drop the rest of this field. Just so powerful, trying to catch this field now on the back straight, on the way to maybe catching the riders in front of her. Law so close here. The field's seeing 5. Here's Law seeing 4. That group is going down the lap as they get caught by the leader here. So the riders are with the leader. The leaders have caught the main group here. They go down. Everyone's going to be seeing 3 to go next time they come around. Law just driving the tempo right now. Picks up another $1 in the previous lap and catches the field and is still just going away with this race. The endurance leaning so heavily in her direction right now that there's just really no other card you can play against her when she does this. She can just go, go, go nonstop. 3 to go. All the riders saying 3 to go here. 3 to go. Law for another $1 across the line. Now a little bit more concerted effort from this field. They're getting a little bit worried here that she really can stick with this solo break as Annette Williams tries to get riders moving. Some of our lap riders getting involved in the effort here as well. Safranek on the front, moving things. Here comes Mendoza at the front. It's still Claire Law though. Breakfast Racing Team onto the home straight. Just so hard to catch tonight. 2 to go to Law. These 2 riders sitting up are going to let Law catch, and they'll go down the lap, I believe, here shortly as well, as the field's on their way. And that'll put everybody onto the bell lap here. And here comes the 1 to go mark, but look who's in the hunt. Rue is not letting this race go away. They could have just sat this one out, but the juniors trying to fight all the way to the end of this race. Tomko, so impressive to get up here this quickly and now trying to challenge against Claire after making a solo bridge effort like this. Tomko still has more to go. Are you kidding me? Where does this kid come from? This is a whole nother year. This is a whole nother racer. Rue Tomko coming out of their shell, absolutely dominating here. What a great move. Rue. Claire with an impressive race tonight, but still a smile on her face as she sees Rue coming in to picture there. A good sprint here for third and fourth. They're coming across the line as Lucy Gilchrist makes it up into the breakaway group, has a great race tonight as well, and congratulations to so many of our athletes tonight. That was a tough one. Riders, please exit on the back straight as you're all finished up here. Riders, exit on the back straight. Cat 1-2s to the rail for your $1 a lap. Another $25 bonus lap from me during the race. So on one lap, you'll win 26 at the front as I'm throwing in an extra 25. Final lap is also worth an extra 10. Peter says 20 bucks to lap the field. On him. 30 laps on this race here tonight. $1 at the front of the field every single lap. Once again with a bonus 25 thanks to the Gallagher family. The Rider of the Year may not be here right now, but he's still trying to influence the race. Sends his influence from Carson, California. Currently neutral, getting to start out of turn 4. These riders, again, this is a scratch race format, just with the $1 a lap to keep things fast and interesting like you saw a moment ago. What a fun finish for the Open Women and what was a great contest there. This field's been dynamic and fun to watch this evening as well. Look forward to this one, their last race tonight, the scratch race. $1 a lap. Getting the whistle. Away we go. Next time around, first rider picks up a buck every single lap here on out. Tyson Danielson, number 14, will get us started on this opening lap. Here goes the Husky. Bagginson. Big turn of speed here. Yeah, $1. College isn't getting any cheaper. Good fight there at the front. It'll end up going the way of Maddie Hers, number 4, it looks like. Stretched out here, nearly single file all the way back. A little bit of a break starting to form there. It's going to be Normand, though, coming across the line first, number 48, Norman Richard, for his first $1. Here goes Quinn Kennedy. The kind of effort that they really like. This is a race that will reward them nicely if we can get this kind of a break going for a while. We saw how this played out for them during the scratch race. Still got a good finishing position, was caught there at that last second in an exciting conclusion. But here, this is a good way to pick up some points in the middle of the race, and by points I mean dollar bills. No change in the finishing order, but still fun to pick them up. Keeping this race nice and fast here again as they'll force some reaction from the field. At 25 to go, a second $1 in the back pocket. Tyson Danielson, number 14, the rider for Waterline Racing, is doing most of the work right now to try to bring this group up. Chris Wilson is given the wheel now to try to drive the train all the way up to Kennedy, which he looks like he'll be able to do the finishing bit here. He's going to try to finalize this thing into turn 3. Kennedy's still down the sprinter's lane, so the riders will go up and around him now as they get the catch right at the end of the 4th turn here. Chris Wilson in position to pick up the dollar. Will be picking up the reward on the front of the lap. 24 to go. A lot of exciting things going on here at the Velodrome this year. The Grand Prix is next week, August 1st through 4th is USA Cycling Junior Track Nats. And of course, we've also got Fred's Race the month of August, our regional championships here at the track, plus our regular racing program, our adult classes, our junior camps, try the track classes, and more. It's a lot to take in. Just go to velodrome.org and start clicking away to your heart's content. Again, the website with all the information and registration is velodrome.org. That looked to be rider number 28, Austin Hildreth, at the front of the field that time. Picking up their first dollar here of the race. Chip Chazet finds the front of the race now up against the rail as the field's willing to sit a little bit here. A little bit of a misnavigation, trying to figure out who's going to be at the front of this race as Hers wants to take over, and he'll do so now. Hers will pick up $1.22 to go. That's right. If you want to give yourself a chance to try racing here, this is a family-friendly community, a fantastic place to grow up and learn this sport, become part of an athletic group of like-minded individuals here in the Redmond community. You can sign up for an adult track class, a 4-hour weekend course that gets you started on the track bike. We've got the rentals here to get you covered. The rentals are included with your sign-up fee for the class. Ooh, here comes Carl Hofer to the front now, number 21 for Found Cycling. It's a Saturday or Sunday, depending on which class you pick, noon to 4. The 4 hours will get you enough information to give you the okay to start our beginning novice racing, which happens on Monday nights. I mean, it doesn't work with everybody's schedule, but it's what we got. Monday night racing for the novices, and in that, you're going to get more information and support while racing in a field until you get the go-ahead to join as a Cat 4 officially, and you can begin racing with the larger groups. Number 48, across the line that time, is Normand Richard again. Those adult classes are still have some spots available. You can find registration on our website, velodrome.org, under the Education tab. Andrew Lynch taking over the front. Gulshan Cycling, number 11, on the lead of the lap now, looking to pick up his first dollar, and it will likely happen here. $1 for Lynch. Ludo Max at the front through the turn and gives away to Andrew Martin. Grinsel finds the front of the group and wants to accelerate things a bit more. So our rider for Dyna Racing thinking he might want to go for the dollar here, and he's on his way. Grinsel picks up $1 with 18 showing on the lap cards now. 18 to go. Lots of riders with $1 in their back pocket. Nobody with a whole lot of cash yet to their name. The bonus preem lap still upcoming, as well as the finish worth an extra 10. A little extra fun cash still to come out our way here tonight. Tyson Danielson has an open lane and takes over and wants to pick up some money for himself. Off goes Danielson for Waterline Racing. He'll pick it up at 17 to go. Got himself a little bit of a gap here. Maybe thinking he can drive that a little bit longer. He'll stay in the effort, stays down and engaged here. Wilson now working to try to bring himself back up into position. The rider with the green jersey, that white helmet for Pyatt Cycling right at the front of the field. Danielson on a pretty good turn here, wants to pick up a second dollar in a row. Wilson's going to try to spoil the fun, though, as he'll come and catch up quickly, overtake here onto the home straight. It will be Wilson instead, picking up the dollar this time. 16 to go. And that's the pain of this dollar a lap race. It's like a tempo in its speed. There's just always somebody at the front that wants to drive. And even then, you're going to get challenged by a random rider. You never know who's going to want to come in just to pick up that little dollar here and there. It's Wilson on the front still. After picking up the last lap, he stays fully engaged here on the front. No one to overtake. He'll pick up his second. 2 laps to the front. Now seeing 15 to go. Hofer finds Kennedy moving in the middle of the group and sees that they're gunning for the front of the field. So Hofer will jump on his wheel and then off as a group of 3 off the front. Kennedy pulls up out of the way for Hofer, who takes over, maybe in the hunt for the dollar himself now. This lineup of 6 at the front starting to pull away a little bit at 14 to go. There's a nice gap that's opened up. It'll be Hofer this time. There's Andrew Martin, Scott Grinsell, Nolan Adams, all in this group of 6 that have pulled away. They're going to have to stay on the move, though, as the field is not being stagnant right now. They are engaged as well, trying to keep this relatively close. Grinsell to front, and $25 to lead the lap next time. $25 to lead the lap next time around. $25 to lead the lap next time around. The catch happening in turn 1. There's going to be a big bunch up here. Somebody's going to want to fly up into the lead position coming down the back straight. Nolan Adams starting the sprint, but who's got one in the chamber all the way from the back of the field is Matty Hers, making the rest of the field look like they're sitting still. Number 4 for the coefficient of speed, dialing up a big one here. Playing the part of the collector on the big cash tonight. Hers picks it up, $26 on that 1 lap alone. Another break starting to form here. These 4 are well together at 11 to go. Ludo Max comes across the line first, number 37, it looked like that time. He's joined by Quinn Kennedy, number 45 in the all-white. There's Andrew Martin, number 27, and Carl Hofer, I believe, number 21 in green with the black helmet. Make a group of 4. You've heard Quinn Kennedy off the front several times for a reason. This is a strong rider that likes these kind of efforts, finds his way here. Carl Hofer, who's been looking for an opportunity like this. Andrew Martin, this is a good way to win a race like this. At 10 to go, he's got a little team now around him. Ludo Max, number 37, also willing to do some work here for this group of 4 and try to make this a smaller race. Back to the chasing group, we've got Scott Grinsell, the rider in pink, pulling away. Trying to get up to this group of 4. There's some desire to bridge, but not yet the speed necessary. Andrew Lynch trying to get there as well, but they're losing some ground to the leaders.
Corey, I am reporting live from the beer garden, and we've done some research. Norman Richards should be aware that it's actually $1.36 for him every lap if he can get to the front.
Yes. The Canadian dollar is not doing as good as the U.S. dollar right now. I have noticed that. That's not a bad deal for him. 8 to go, and the Canadian's nowhere near the front right now to get this one because he's back in the group with the field, who's sitting about 150 meters, 100 meters off the lead group here and there at 8 to go. This has become a story of, can this field catch before the end of the race, or will the scratch come down to this group of 4 who continue to be very well organized and very consistent on their speed. Right now on the field, we've got Chip Chazé for a moment doing some work to do the catch. David Magidson, the rider in purple, was on the front for a moment. Here comes Nolan Adams to the front at 7 to go.
Corey, do you think the field back here realizes that they aren't actually currently getting $1?
Maybe. I mean, you'd have to ask them yourself. I'm pretty sure. I think they know that. I think they can still see the group of 4, but they don't seem to be that motivated to go get them yet, huh? They've allowed this gap to kind of sit here this long at 6 to go. Are they going to make this catch happen, or is this just going to stay like this? It's been so hard to make any ground against these 4 off the front. Lynch now taking over the front for this field is trying to do a bit of work here. And he'll drive for a bit longer, maybe put a little bit longer effort and see if he can encourage this field to stay on it. The gap closing just a hair under the power of Lynch, who puts in a nice effort here. Still on the front, driving this thing hard. Nice effort, again, from Coalition Cycling. You see the lead group at 5 to go. Ludo Max picks up the $1 that time. Still Lynch driving this field. A concerted effort from number 11.
Yeah, Andy knows that there's not a single dollar for 5th place.
Not a
It
single
doesn't look
one.
like Mario does, but he's also in there, not taking pull.
It's true. He sits up quickly. He has no idea the value he's missing down track. And it's a very high incentive, let me tell you. 4 to go. Andrew Martin picks up a whole $1. The field still just going to sit here for this position so tough. At 4 to go. Sandoval says no more. Is number 2 thinking
There
the
we
bridge?
go.
Okay.
Now Mario's getting some money. Come on.
There we go, indeed. That's a huge commitment to do alone. He looks down and doesn't see a lot of help, but he's on his way. He's going to try to get there. He's got 3 laps.
Look at that speed from Mario Sandoval. Go, go, go.
Can he catch this? Sandoval. 3 to go. Trying to get up here to make it a group of 5. The first change in the race format we've had for about 10 laps. All that, you know, you were really jiving him about the $1. I think you finally got under his skin.
And look at that move. In 2 laps, he made up that entire gap.
2 to go, and he's here. Sandoval, catch some breath, get some oxygen in the system. He's going to be challenging these riders. He's got a good finishing kick. This is a rider that would be hard to beat in this group of 5 if he can get rejuvenated in time.
Looks like Maddie is satisfied with having won the preem and is going to roll on in.
I mean, he did get a lot of money on that 1 lap. Here comes this group of 5 getting the bell. Will Sandoval be able to still carry this thing through, or will he get challenged by one of these staunch leaders in this group of 5? They've been out the front, all 4 of them together for so long in this race. Here's the best challenge we're going to get out of this group is Andrew Martin, who looks so ready and primed to jump. Look at that acceleration. He looks like he hasn't even been out here doing an effort yet. Andrew Martin for 10 Speed Hero is having a good season and another good win here in the $1 a lap. Martin once again ringing the bell for the finish. He says, I picked up another go and he knows it. Friday night doing well here under Martin's speed here this evening. Yeah. Whew. All right, a good sprint here at the end as well. Down the home straight. Good racing for the Cat 1-2 men. All of our riders will make their exit on the back straight. It's good to have you on mic there, Mr. President. Reporting from the beverage garden. That's a good place to be. A couple more of our athletes coming in here, and we'll get our last group up onto the track before our finals for the sprint tournament, which is also upcoming. Cat 3 men to the rail for the $1 lap, 25 lap
Hey,
scratch
Corey.
race.
I just heard a well-informed rumor that there's $5 for the first lap for the 3s.
Okay, $5 for the first lap. I think I heard one of them coming to the rail said, can we make this a snowball?
Guys,
a lap?
it's just a rumor. I'm not saying if it's true or not. It's just a rumor, but only one way to find out.
Okay, this is getting wicked. I like it.
In fact, I've just heard that it is $7 because that's how much beer costs. Looking out for you guys.
This rumor continues to come up to the top here. It's like you're adding credence by continuing to mention it. You're adding the likelihood that it's real. You're timing the first lap. This one or the next one? Okay. I thought you were going to use their neutral lap against them. And off we go, our final Large group here tonight. The Cat Threes for the $1 a lap, and Mike Ritter says $7 on this first lap. That's a pint. I know what that's all about.
Look at this move.
Amazing. The timers are on. Darlene's got the stopwatch over here. Westover's watching.
Oh, he's already looking up.
They're timing you, Ritter. Oh, there we go. That was $7 for Ritter, I believe, unless the rumor's fake, in which I feel terrible for him.
At this rate, he might even get $8.
Might as well. He can keep some change, maybe even have enough for the tip, you know? 26 point what?
You know what? I take that
Point
back.
6,
I
okay.
don't know if he's. I think Michael Westover is coming along fast enough.
I think I'm going to give it to Ritter. He's on his way. He's got this. One more time. Dyna Racing's putting up his hands. Says, come on, come on, come on. And that'll do it. Yep, there we go. $8, and that's all we need on a Friday night to have a good one.
Reporting live from the beer garden, we've heard that the field looks like, quote, they're on a group ride.
Is this going to become a weekly tradition, or is this just Derby days, like Baker on the mic flaming the racers? Westover off the front gets the first $1 in his pocket. A group ride. That's rough. Whew. Dang. You know, Baker, I was talking earlier about how we have a really supportive community here.
You know what? I love group rides. They're so much fun.
There we go. Perfect turn. I love that. We all need good group rides. By capital of the world, we love a good group ride here.
And it looks like we supported the Ryan here with enough encouragement to go right all over the top.
Havel's on a big move for sure. That's another $1 for him, his first. Oh, look at this. Team Epic. Portland's going to try to throw down two. I think the younger they get, the more the $1 is a valuable thing to go for. So good encouragement here for Hampson. And Havel will pick up another $1 there.
Now that's etiquette right there. I gotta say, the employed person pulling up track so that the junior can get $1.
Is it all etiquette, you think? Entirely etiquette. Is it pure?
No, he doesn't look tired. He was just being nice.
Right, okay. Just making sure. He could beat everybody if he just wanted to, but. Hampson for $1. 19 to go. Speaking of etiquette, I think every time you come on mic, you have to say reporting live from the beer garden. You can't start talking unless you say that first. It's very important. And then you got to throw it back to me. I think that's how it works. You throwing it back to you. Isn't that how you do that? I don't know. That sounds like a real broadcast.
So this bridge attempt with bringing a teammate up. I mean, I know there's no collusion in track racing, but this does look like a very strong breakaway now with two Epic riders up here.
Indeed. The youth are encouraged by the $1 a lap, let alone that Team Epic has also been very competitive here in the last couple of weeks. That's Ryder Carlson that makes the break up there with Conrad Mayer for Dyna Racing. Joining in with Havel and Hampson, who've been up here for a while, dueling it out.
Corey, we're going to do a little bit quick beer garden math here and try and figure out how many of these laps the Epic kids need to take to pay for their gas money to get home.
I think we would need to really quickly instigate an increased number of laps. We might need about a 70 lap race. What do you think?
I think they need to stop pulling up when there's $1 on the line.
There we go. Yeah, figure this out, kids. Come on. Pull your weight. What else are you doing? 15 to go. Mayer, number 320, gets the $1 this lap. And our break of 4 starting to dissipate here as the catch coming together from the field. Down the back straight. We'll have contact coming into turn 3 as everything's back all together again, although Team Epic still in position to maybe score another $1 here. It's got to go into the I-5 van fund.
There we go. There we go.
Hampson won't give it up so easily.
Yeah, get that $1.
14 to go. Eric on the live stream saying, is this our new color commentator?
Yikes.
I mean, usually you're racing, but I mean, you're always welcome to pick up a microphone.
No, we've determined that if anyone were mic'd up in the race, you'd need to figure out a bleep button.
That's true. That's fair. At 13 to go. Okay, a little acceleration there at the line. As Reinders sees that he has an opportunity to pick up a $1 if he just accelerates just a bit more.
I
Why
gotta say,
not?
this is an indication that the economy is doing really well because the entire field was above the blue line. No one needs $1 now. Inflation's low.
Indeed. Here I was always instructing people that position on the track was more about speed and their rest and if they need to go slow to get recovery, but actually it's an economic indicator is what it really is. Position on the blue line. Economic health and wellness can be determined by that in this race. The break of 4 from a couple laps back, getting caught and basically back all together again, and as Baker gestures and jeers with them, they are riding pretty relaxed here above the blue line. A bit of rest here about every 400 meters or so. They pull back off the tempo here. So how about we encourage them again? How about a 20? Oh, I can't do one of those. I can't do one of these, can I? Do I have permission to do one of these? Can I do one? I need to ask President's permission. I don't have permission to do one of those. Merrick didn't give enough money. I should ask Merrick for more money is what I should do.
Yeah.
We need more money from Merrick. Okay. We have another $1 coming on this one. Okay, so Snowby's going to get a double $1 lap here. Is that what we're doing?
Look at this move.
Okay,
Look at
okay.
it go.
Double $1 move right here. Double $1 move.
Whoa.
Bam! Malikian, give him 2. Almost there. We get to the 10 lap remaining mark now as we're closing in. We're having a bit of goofy fun here at the end of our Derby Days Friday Night Racing edition. We have 10 laps left for the scratch race. Up next, we have the final round for our Sprint Invitational. 4 more races to host there and to kind of sort out our final round for the sprinters. Oh, come on. Who's going?
Pulling up.
Who's
giving
gonna
up
go?
$1. Wait until turn 1 to pull up. Come on.
336. Ryan Havel again at the front. I got a donation in from Andrew Martin for $10 to lead this lap. In addition, this is an $11 lap. There we go. The Portland Van Fund says, let's go. Jack Hampson is not going to wait
Get that
here.
gas money.
Rocking and rolling. Ooh, look at this gap. Go for more.
You know, Corey, I've seen these Epic kids out here putting in the work on their pursuiting. And so I think this is more than just a $10 push. I think he's got the potential to carry this. 7 laps is a great 3K pursuit.
It really is. It's a good distance, and you're right. They have been putting in the time. Let's see what he wants to do with this. He might as well try, at least get a few more dollars out of it. That's guaranteed. This could be a fun finish here for Hampson. Let's see what happens. No help up here. This is tough. But the field not really organized at the moment. Back to group ride status, apparently. Hampson getting some help from the home crowd. Come on, make some noise for our junior here. 6 to go. And another $1 for Team Epic.
Two juniors totally not blocking on the front.
You don't know what's going on inside their heads. Field certainly not under any great duress right now. They appear to be 3 wide on the back straight. Hampson, you've got this as a green light to go, go, go. There is no body language in that back group right now of catch at 5 to go. Hampson could be winning this on the back of a solo 7-lap break here. All instigated from the donation coming from Martin, who says, yeah, sure, let's have another fun lap in here. These guys didn't get anyone yet, so that sets things up nicely. Field still back here, not totally moving. Westover's going to try and help out again. Keep helping him out. 4 to go. The junior. His last race of the night. Might as well leave it all out here on the velodrome. Let's check the field now. Who sees it 4 to go. Is there any effort here for the catch? Are they going to get this together?
He's got a solid 150 meters.
That's a really, really good position to be in at 4 to go. It's a far enough distance that unless this field starts to really scramble, he's got it locked in. Here comes the move, though. Sherfy's starting to do the pull now. This is going to get interesting over the next lap or so. Watch this gap start to close just a little bit.
Oh.
But they're all sitting up here again.
Who wants to keep the pace up? Hey, Corey, I'm reporting live from the beer garden, and I've got word from an unidentified person that the sprinters should get ready.
The sprinters should get ready? I wonder what would be thinking about the race program and making sure things are on time. Okay, sprinters, get ready from some random patron in the beer garden who's concerned about how things are running tonight. Here we go, folks. Make some noise. We're getting close. 2 to go. Hampson, will we close this out? It's looking good. This is a solid effort to end tonight. East Portland Youth Cycling trying to be epic tonight.
All right, we've got one ACT rider on the front with their Garmin dangling off their saddle. They're going so fast that parts are falling off their bike.
That's a good catch. I do see that now. Oh, no. They've closed it down a bit. Is anybody going to go try to spoil this thing? Here we go into the final lap. All set up for a dramatic finish. Hampson on the lead. It's 1 to go.
And here comes the surge from the field.
That's right. Malikian's on the front. Number 399, Serge Malikian, trying to pull the group up. Here they come. He's got Sherfy right with him as well as Lacey. This could be a lot of speed from the group. Havel trying to get up to the front as well. Hampson still in position, but here comes the catch. It's going to be all over.
Goodness.
No, Team
Havel
Epic.
out of nowhere.
It's so unfair. The kid's been out here for so long, and here they come. Whoa, Havel's lined up in a big one.
God.
Ryan Havel for the win. Sherfy second across the line against Lacey in a great sprint. Hampson, you got to put your hands together for the kid. Come on. Solid effort. That can be tough to not pick up the win, but that's going to make you stronger for next week. What a huge move. And fun for the home crowd. Portland bringing the heat today. Our riders will exit on the back straight. Coming up next, the final round of the sprint tournament and our final event tonight. This will be our final round of our invitational sprint tournament upcoming. If you enjoyed any of the racing you've been seeing today, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe button on the YouTube channel if you're watching right now. If you're not, you're here in person, don't forget you can get the link now before you leave, velodrome.org/live, so you can get subscribed and watch the action later. Again, send it to friends and family on social media. Let them know that you were here on Derby Days and had a great time watching some racing going on here today. Again, velodrome.org/live to pick up the live stream and to pick up the racing wherever you are to be able to watch what's going on here at the track. Our first heat in this final round, we will be having the matchup of Thomas Andrew number 51, taking on James Campbell Harris, number 311. Might need a holder or two. Here they come. Our final event tonight, the conclusion round for the sprint tournament. Our finals now getting lined up. It's Campbell Harris in lane 1 for Airtech Racing, taking on from the Flying Gorillas up there in lane 2. Number 51, Thomas Andrew, in their final ride tonight. It's been fun today to host our special edition here of Sprint Tournament during Friday night. It's not something we get to see very often for our normal Velodrome fans. We usually only get treated to these during our championship events. But here on Derby Days, it's been a fun addition over the last couple of years. Our race committee said, you know, it'd be fun out in front of the Derby Days crowd. Let's bring some of our fast finishers. Let's give a reason for the sprinters to show up on a Friday night and put on a show. And it's been a good addition to what we've been doing here. Tonight, we start here with, in this final round, our race for 7th and 8th overall in the Invitational between Campbell Harris, the rider in the first position, and Andrew, the rider in second right now. On deck, JC Pyle, Gabriel Takagi in the matchup with the Jerry Baker Juniors, racing for 5th and 6th. They'll be followed by Heat 3 in the race for 3rd and 4th between Vandervliet and Davies, and then the conclusion, the race for 1st and 6th between Marassus and Carlberg.
So, Corey, James got caught by surprise in his last sprint. Is that right? Am I remembering correctly?
It was Takagi out of turn 2. Just his acceleration, yeah, it just dropped him quickly. It was a good move.
One of the things I love about match sprinting is seeing the racers evolve from one match to the next.
So, question is will Campbell Harris allow himself to be surprised again here? In fact, he takes the second position. No surprises if he's there. He can see what Andrew's up to from the front. He's not going to let that happen to him 2 times in a row. As a valid point here. These two had very similar qualifying times. This is a good matchup in pure top speed. Once again, the advantage goes to the front rider with the acceleration, much like the first time Campbell Harris was out here, but he's got some closing speed. He's starting to get a little bit under the wheel.
Look at the drive into that gap.
Ooh, just not going to be able to close it down fast enough. And that'll do it for our first heat here in this final round. Congrats to both of our riders for showing up here tonight and being part of our invitational. This is a fun one too. Talk about riders that know each other well. 2 of our members of the Jerry Baker Jr. team, Pyle and Takagi, going head to head here, and this is the race for 5th and 6th. This should be a fun one. These riders certainly not unfamiliar with one another. Pyle with the faster qualifying time coming into the matchup. He's the rider lined up on the outside, number 345. Down in lane 1 is Takagi, number 409. And it's Pyle who actually takes control at the front quickly. He'll assume the front position just by that quick acceleration there at the beginning, a little extra push to take control of the race right away. Takagi falling in line. Bit of a gap opened up here between the two, so he's allowing a lot of running room as Takagi right now. He'll close it down. We talk about experience. Both of these riders relatively new to focusing just on sprinting, but at least Pyle's got a few years previous where he's been out here doing these. He's been watching the riders. Takagi's so fresh and new to this experience, is taking this all in and learning very quick on the job. At 1 to go, Pyle's got the position of control right now. He's in between Takagi and the sprinter's lane. Already up to a pretty good speed. Neither rider wants to go from nowhere. Here comes Takagi, a nice run around the corner. It's a clear move underneath. He takes the sprinter's lane. Now JC Pyle into the recovery move. He's going to get up there quickly. Takagi has got a really good turn here. Good power. Pyle's got to try to close in onto the back straight. He's on his way, driving towards this close. He's on the way, hitting the back wheel, trying to accelerate around the corner. Pyle trying to get the finish here against Takagi. It's a good head-to-head. Pyle is able to finish. A nice race between the juniors. You think the advantage would go Pyle's way, but Takagi makes it a good race. He gets on top of the gears really well in the back straight, pulls away from Pyle, and it ends up being a good finish there as he has to do the overtake to the finish line, and a great finish there for our junior riders. The race for third and fourth coming to the line now. Lineup in lane 1 for the Jubilee Cycle Racing team. It's Tyler Davies, number 50, and up next to him, number 49 for Flying Gorillas, Jacob Vandervliet. On deck, your final heat of this round and our final race tonight, Marassus and Carlberg. These two have been fun to watch so far today. They now go down for third and fourth place overall in today's sprint tournament. Both getting the reminder of the forward momentum here in the early part of the race. So compelled for the forward movement. Davies, number 50, if you'll recall, his ride during the semifinals, a photo review required. It was so close at the line between him and Carlberg. Carlberg, both with great closing speed and a great toss of the bike there at the line, just enough to qualify him up against Marassus in this final round. It puts Davies in this race up against a rider who he qualified pretty fast against, according to the flying 200 meters. He has the advantage by a decent amount against Vandervliet if you just look on the stat sheet. And more than that, I mean, Davies is a really well-accomplished rider himself. It's not just that he's fast. He knows what he's doing. He's going to try to pull out all the stops here tonight to make sure that he doesn't get bested again at the line like he did in that previous ride. As tough as that was, he's got another good one in him lined up here as Vandervliet, also with great top speed tonight. The rider out along the rail, Vandervliet, the rider, both of these riders coming down are Canadian competitors here today. Both getting up to speed. Davies still controls the middle of the track. He's not going to let him come down as Vandervliet looks like he's dancing in his direction. Both riders side by side. This is very familiar to what Davies did in the previous round as he rode the inside line like this down through the back straight. Now he's just going to try to finish it. The shorter line is the way of Davies. He's got the better finishing speed. He should be able to hold it. He'll be able to hold on by about a bike. Davies will get this one. Plays it exactly the way he played it the last round. And that works well for him. He sticks to his guns. Vandervliet around the outside could not overtake.
Corey, that might have been one of the fastest ones that we've seen because they were already flying when they came out round before one to go.
Yeah, and impressive how much those guys got up to speed well ahead of the full sprint. I'm wondering if we might see something kind of similar in these two. This is going to be the conclusion tonight between our rider, the Argentinian competitor Marassus, number 47 on the inside position. He's taking on Andrew Carlberg, number 5 in the outside, in what I think is a rematch. I'm trying to remember my previous histories here of our GP matchups in years past, but this will be a fun one here at our conclusion. The race for first and second about ready to start.
Corey, I've got a Toyota key here in the beer garden. So if someone, we could just wait until the parking lot clears out. But if this belongs to someone and is able to identify the model, then they can come find me.
Coming into this final round, it's the race between Carlberg, again, as we talked about him coming into this, is a record holder for our track in the elite men flying 200-meter time, the fastest time we've seen. Still standing in our record book right now, so we know the storied history he has in these events, and he's put on some great sprint tournaments himself. This is a rematch of a year ago where Marassus was able to best him in the finals a year back. And he's looking in good speed here today, as he did set the faster time in the flying 200s today, Marassus did. So it's going to be a tough one here for Carlberg to overcome the Argentinian, who's in good race form right now. They're going to go head-to-head in this one as the Argentinian leads right now. Marassus has got the front position. Your local rider for the coefficient of speed following his lead right now. Getting the one to go. Who will it be, folks? This is for first and second. We watch with great anticipation as the jump is upcoming. This is a slower first lap than we saw a moment ago, as Baker pointed out, at this point in the last race, they were nearly up to speed, it felt like. These riders are really up and down on each other here. Still no jump. All the way out of the turn. We're still into the flat. They're waiting. He's just stuck under the rear wheel. Andrew says, you got to go. I'm going to try to come around you at the last moment. Here they come. Carlberg's got good turn. He's going to try to overcome. He's got a little bit of the slipstream coming on the home straight. Nice head-to-head here to the line. Who's going to take it? Marassus Carlberg. Carlberg, I think, is going to get it. With a nice acceleration down the home straight. Number 5 on the outside. I think we'll take this one. Carlberg pulls up and has one for us here on a Friday night.
What a show from all of our sprinters tonight.
How about it? Let's make some extra noise for our invites, our sprinters, and of course, how about this? Carlberg and Marassus coming back around again. Make some noise. Put your hands together for our competitors today. Great show from our top speed masters here at the track. These riders. Whoo! That's a finish. Friends and fans of the Velodrome, we've made it to the end of another Friday night. It's Derby Days weekend. We hope you and your family are able to get out and enjoy everything that Redmond has to offer. We were glad to be a part of your weekend, and thank you so much for being here with us. If you are still here, you're a super fan. You've absolutely crushed it tonight. Thank you for making this race event special and being with our athletes throughout the entire night. To our athletes, to our supporters, to our volunteers, to our officials, and everybody behind the scenes helping make tonight run, my team up here on the deck, thank you for making it such a fantastic evening of racing. We hope you can enjoy more of the great things going on with Derby Days tomorrow. The schedule is chock full of great fun things. Another thanks to our friends at Sammamish Rowing Association for helping make tonight special with our relay race and being here with us this evening. Our thanks to our food truck partners and our sponsors in the beverage garden, and of course, all our viewers on YouTube.
Racers to the podium if you podiumed.
More great racing a week from today. It's the GP upcoming. The Grand Prix is next week, and I can't even believe it. We're all excited to have that coming up. Podium's going on in the infield. We're going to close down the live stream, and I'm going to get off the mic and take a bit of a break. Thank you for making this so fun, and we can't wait to host you for more great racing action right here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.